Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees the release of the animated comedy adventure Soul, hitting store shelves, along with the action western drama News of the World. 3 movies are getting 4K upgrades. You have the 2014 Godzilla remake. You have the 2016 Zack Snyder directed Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, and the 1997 sci-fi drama Gattaca. But if that is not all, you also have Scream Factory releasing a collector's edition release of one of the best sci-fi horror films of all time, easily, Event Horizon. Yes, plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart, and can you believe this? For like the second week in a row. I'm serious, man. Look at this. Wow, man, there's like some stuff worth checking out this week again. Like they're actually doing their jobs. Well, the older lady's doing her job, but wow, that's so awesome, man. There's so much to see here. This is really cool. That's totally unexpected, but so happy to see this, man. Wow, let's dive into the media, guys. And the first thing I'm seeing here is they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital of Disney Pixar's Soul for $29.96, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.96, and the DVD only for $19.96. Nice, they actually got all the varieties, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. Now, I got a chance to watch this with my girlfriend on Disney Plus. Now, I don't know if I was actually anticipating this movie, to be honest with you. I mean, I wasn't like not anticipating it, but at the same time, I was like, it seemed like your average standard Disney Pixar movie, nothing really crazy or unique to me, at least. I mean, I liked the trailer, but I didn't really know what all the fuss was about until I saw the movie. Now, basically, it's about this musician who accidentally dies. He's having a great day. He's going to do some great things, he believes, and then just up and dies accidentally. He goes to this in-between world between heaven and earth and hell, and you know, he's going to go up into the heavens, you know, the pearly white gates, and he doesn't want to go. He's like, I'm not done yet. I still have more to do in my life. I want to go back. And everyone's like, you can't go back. You've already passed on. This is what you have to do. And it's sort of his journey of trying to get back to his body, trying to get back to the real world, and the complications, the funny moments, the heartfelt times, and the friends he makes along the way. I gotta tell you guys, I was blown away by this movie. I love Soul. I truly do, man. This is such a great, unique, heartwarming, and very moving movie, man, of a guy who felt like there wasn't really a place for him in the world, that there wasn't really some place to call his own. He felt like there was no purpose for him, and suddenly when he found a purpose, that's when his life was taken away from him. And the journey of him having to come back and learning about the importance of life and the moments that maybe we don't cherish and maybe we should. It's so well done, and I love everything about it. The funny moments really hit very well. You really feel for these characters. You get to know them. You get to understand them, their frustrations, their heartaches, their past, what really motivates them and moves them, and why they're doing what they're doing and why it's important to them. And it's so well done. The animation alone is gorgeous, guys. The animation is absolutely top-notch gorgeous. I mean, it's Pixar. What do you really expect, man? Pixar is amazing at what they do, and this is no exception. The animation is gorgeous. The voice acting is tremendous here. The plot, the character moments, everything shines in this movie. I mean, it truly does. I think a lot of people might be underestimating this movie because we were more looking forward to I mean, if you think about last year, you were more looking forward to Mulan than anything else, to be honest with you. You were more looking forward to that and not really Soul. I mean, Soul looked good, but that wasn't the one that was on your radar. And crazy enough, where Mulan fails as a Disney movie, Soul outperforms and actually is the better of the two Disney movies. I mean, yes, one's live action and one's animation, but it's the heartfelt moments, it's the character stuff, it really connects with you in a really great, poignant way. And, you know, there's not to say there isn't problems with this movie. I mean, the ending, not quite sure I was fully bought into the ending exactly to the movie, but I gotta admit, outside of that, and that's a small gripe, my girlfriend and I really love this movie. It almost brought us to tears, no lie. We absolutely loved it, and I'm so happy that I gave this movie a chance, guys. If you haven't, if you're on the fence about it, if you think, Soul, how good can it really be? I'm telling you guys, give this one a chance. Just the idea of making the idea of the soul of jazz and how you play music to the way you are as a human being, and just the things that we take for granted in our lives that we should cherish more. This movie really puts that into a great context, and so amazing, so awesome, incredibly well done and well executed. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much from this movie, but damn, Soul, gotta admit, guys, really delivers. And then we're seeing News of the World, and they got all the varieties here as well, guys. They got the 4K for $27.96, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $22.96, and the DVD for $17.96. Now, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I wanted to watch it because of Tom Hanks. Dude, I love Tom Hanks, okay? I mean, to be real, who doesn't like Tom Hanks? Hello? he's awesome. And outside of that, that was it. I really didn't know much about the movie outside of that. I just knew, hey, Tom Hanks is in it. I knew it was kind of a little bit of a Western piece, but that's it. And basically, this movie is about this guy who is going around reading the news to all of these communities all across the country, and it takes place, I believe, after the Civil War, somewhere around there, dare I say. And he's just doing this. It's something to do after the war, giving people hope, giving people the news and up to date on stuff that they normally wouldn't get. And he finds this 10-year-old little girl from this Indian tribe that has been slaughtered and massacred, and they find out where she's supposed to go, where she lives, and he goes on a journey to take her home. And it's sort of the complications of that, the drama, the danger, and everything that comes with it. Now, I gotta admit, I did like the movie. I did. So I'm not gonna say I didn't like the movie, because I did. I like the drama, I like the setting, the costume design, the way the film looks, the acting is really well done. Tom Hanks does a phenomenal job. Really, really well done. I think the little girl does a great job as well. For like a 10-year-old girl, she like almost outacts Tom Hanks, for Christ's sake. I mean, how nuts is that? But she does a great job. I love the chemistry between the two. Everything's phenomenal here. The problem, I would say, if I had to say one thing, it's that the movie, I don't think the movie's boring. But I think a lot of people are going to say the movie is boring because it's not like a big action set piece movie. There's a couple of gunfights here and there. There's some issues with like their wagon and, you know, the danger of maybe getting killed by that, and sort of the dangers of the Wild West and who can you trust and who you can't. There's a lot of the complications in that, but it's not shoot 'em up, bang up action every second of every hour. It's not that type of movie, man. It's a very slow-paced character drama that I think some people are going to look at this movie and say this thing is absolutely a bore fest. I think some people are going to say that. And honestly, I can't really blame them if they do. I mean, they're not wrong at the end of the day, because I guess it just depends on what you're into. I mean, when I was younger, I was watching movies like Dances with Wolves and period piece movies like those, so I kind of got used to that slower pace. Even movies like that Tom Cruise movie, The Last Samurai, but even that one has some really good action that kind of supplements the character drama and the slow pace at times. This doesn't really do that, guys. It's more of like just getting somebody back home and the drama and the difficulties of being in the Wild West. That's pretty much it. And if you like those type of movies, if you like those type of westerns and those slow period piece character dramas, this movie is probably for you. If you don't, I would stay away. Even if you're a fan of Tom Hanks, and trust me, most people are a fan of Tom Hanks, I would honestly stay away because, I mean, the movie's close to 2 hours long, if not at exactly 2 hours. And again, I wasn't bored with the movie, but I could totally see where somebody would be really bored by it. So, yeah, give it a chance if you're into these type of movies. But if you're not, my advice to you would be to stay away. That's honestly the truth. But again, everything is really well done in the movie. The acting, the actual plot, the set pieces, the cinematography. I mean, everything's well done here. It's just the fact that this type of movie is not a lot of people's cup of tea. Put it that way. But if you like these type of movies, honestly, it definitely would be worth diving into, though. Then I'm seeing they have the DVD of Castlevania Season 3 for $19.96. I didn't know that this was coming out this week, man. But that's really cool. Yet another season of Castlevania, man. Damn, I believe this is on Netflix, isn't it? Yeah, Netflix original series, right? Yeah, Netflix original series. Wow. I gotta admit, man, I have not watched any of the Castlevania show. I have heard decent things about the Castlevania show, though. I honestly have. Some people said it's really good. They like the sort of action and horror aspect to the show, which is really cool. I actually remember... See, I'm actually an old school fan of Castlevania. I remember the video game stuff way back in the day when I was actually playing video games. Man, jeez. Man, I'm fucking old. I was remembering that. I'm like, oh my god, how long ago was that? It was like late 80s, early 90s? Oh my god. Jesus. Oh man, flashback time. Oh, good lord. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I used to like it. But I sort of been out of the game for so long. I don't know if Castlevania even made a resurgence through video games or not, man. But I have heard of the show. I've actually shown off season 1 and 2 before in previous out and about videos. And I always say I'm kind of going to go back to it and watch it. And I never do. And that's totally my bad, man. I mean, is it good? Is it worth it? You guys got to let me know. I mean, it can't be like a very long series or anything. It's just something I remember when I was a kid from back in the day with like the video game stuff. So maybe it would be kind of cool to revisit it in sort of an animation form. Could be. Definitely let me know what you guys think of Castlevania. I think 1996 for that one. And then they also have the Blu-ray of Cosmo Ball for $14.96 and the DVD for $12.96. The stakes have never been higher. Oh my god. Cosmo Ball. What in the hell? Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I know this came out this week. I did not get a chance to watch it. I want to. Because just the name Cosmo Ball, there's something about that seems kind of futuristic, but yet so much B-movie cheese packed into one name. And look at that cover, man. If that's not cheesy, I don't know what is, dude. Wow, for sci-fi cheesiness. What is this, man? I gotta check this out. After a brutal intergalactic war causes worldwide famine and destruction, life on Earth is desolate. A dangerous, high-flying sport. Cosmo Ball, death-defying tournament. Survival of humankind. Okay. What weird visuals and imagery. It's almost like Space Jam on ecstasy. That's kind of what it reminds me of, like totally Space Jam on ecstasy, man, or like, or like Rollerball or some shit on speed. Like, what the fuck? This is so weird, man. I don't know. This thing's got to be cheesy as shit, but it kind of also looks fun. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really fun, cheesy, ridiculous, but fun. It really, man. I don't know. This movie might be worth maybe a gamble on. I don't know about $14.96 as a gamble, but if it goes down in price, maybe. I mean, let's be honest. Can it be any more cheap than Money Plane was? And let me tell you something, guys. Money Plane, ooh, talk about a cheap shitfest that movie is. I gotta admit, Cosmo Ball can't be as bad as Money Plane, can it? Can it? Damn, I hope it's not, man. It looks kind of fun. Ridiculous, cheesy, but you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I like some cheesy shit. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I like some cheesy shit, man. Oh, it's probably bad CGI, bad acting. But you know what? Sometimes, if it's a fun movie, you tend to forgive it just a little bit, man. I wonder how Cosmo Ball is. If you guys know, good, bad, ugly, definitely let me know. And then I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray digital of The Undoing for $24.96, the DVD for $19.96. Now, this is an HBO limited series. I got a chance to watch this on HBO Max, and I wanted to watch it, well, mainly because you have Nicole Kidman, Hugh Grant. I liked the vibe that I was hearing about from this limited show. People were really liking it. I liked the intrigue and the drama, so I figured, why not give it a chance? Now, basically, it's 6 episodes long. Each episode runs close to an hour, sometimes a little bit over an hour. And basically what it's about is Nicole Kidman, Hugh Grant, they're this loving couple. They're rich. They're living the good life. She's a psychiatrist. He helps little kids with cancer. Yeah, they're a little bit bored in their life and the social scene, but pretty much they're an ideal rich family, right? And that all gets upended when there is a murder of this young woman within their social scene. And it turns out that the possible suspect could be her husband, Hugh Grant. And it's the complications and the drama of the secrets that have been kept. You know, why was this woman murdered? The mysteries behind it. And did Hugh Grant actually the one to commit the heinous crime? Yes, it's all there. All 6 episodes, baby. Now, I gotta admit, I really did like this limited series quite a bit, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the acting is amazing here. Hugh Grant, amazing job. Nicole Kidman, amazing. She proves yet again why she is as good of a goddamn actress as she is. Great. And even Donald Sutherland is here, man. Donald Sutherland does an amazing job as Nicole Kidman's father. He's great here, man. Again, really great old school actor that proves once again how awesome he is and how great he commands the screen. I love the mystery and the intrigue in this show because it goes back and forth, right? You realize, okay, he had an affair with this woman, but would that be the cause of killing her? And then you realize that maybe it might have been her other husband. It could have been other people that maybe she was sleeping with as well. And with every episode, you're diving deeper and deeper into the mysteries and finding out more secrets. And you know, sometimes you think you can trust somebody and then some information comes out that completely twists the whole thing around. There's a lot of great twists and turns and things that you don't see coming in here. Now, all that's well and good. And I really did like what this movie was doing. It was spinning a nice, really great, mysterious, dark yarn that I really appreciated. But the problem, honestly, is that in the final episode, in the 6th episode of the limited series, it kind of goes off the rails. I'm not saying completely. The problem is that you're led to believe one thing, that Hugh Grant didn't do it, right? Now, spoilers on this one. I'm going to spoil it. Hugh Grant is the one that kills her. Okay, and you find out the reasoning why, and I thought it was kind of a limp dick reason. I'm not gonna lie. And then the whole like courtroom drama stuff didn't really intrigue me so much towards the end. I felt it kind of had lost a little steam and kind of lost its way a bit. I still think those first 5 episodes are still really solid, but unfortunately it couldn't pull itself together in the end, and I think that final episode kind of limps along to the finish line. But that being said, it's still a worthy show to dive into, but just know that I don't think the payoff is as good as it could have been. So go in with checked expectations, but if you're looking for really great acting, a nice mysterious plot with a little bit of courtroom drama mixed in, I think The Undoing is pretty good. It's not the best HBO limited series, but I think for the most part it pretty much does the trick. Then we have the DVD digital of Breaking News in Yuba County. Yes. Apparently an only at Walmart exclusive, so you can only get the DVD here at Walmart for $12.96. Now, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I wanted to because of Allison Janney. I really like Allison Janney over the years, man. And it kind of looked like a very quirky comedy, and it really is. I mean, basically, Allison Janney plays this housewife who is completely overlooked in her life. I mean, people step on her, they barely notice her, they basically just consider her invisible sometimes. And she's very underappreciated in her life. Even her husband doesn't really care for her. And what ends up happening is that she finds that her husband is cheating on her. She catches him, she walks in on him, and he immediately has a heart attack, drops dead. Matthew Modine, of all people, the husband, drops dead, man. Now, I guess he was sick and tired of dealing with 11 from Stranger Things. He finally dropped dead, huh? And so he drops dead. And she figures to herself, well, wait a second. Nobody knows he's dead. I maybe can get 15 minutes of fame pretending like my husband's missing, and I can go on TV and get some fame. And that's what she does. She starts to like go on these talk shows, and she's crying, oh, my husband, he's missing. I'm so lonely. Help me. And she does that, right? And you're thinking, oh my God, this chick is like covered in all kinds of lies. And it gets even more ridiculous from there. Like, the husband owes money to these shady people, these criminal activities that are going on, and she just continues to switch the story up constantly, right? Like, at first he goes missing, then he's abducted. Then she realized that she can get even more fame by pretending that he was into these crazy conspiracy theories of like JonBenet Ramsey and shit, and just completely twist the truth. Actually, I should say, what do I want to talk about? Twist the lies more and more and more, and just the wacky, crazy complications of this all. And I gotta admit, this was a fun one, man. I mean, when I say a quirky comedy, it really is quirky characters, quirky situations, and you kind of just go along for the ride because you just kind of want to see what craziness comes next, right? Because you're like, okay, she did this, and then she goes even more crazy, and then she's got to continue with the lie, right? Because she wants her 15 minutes of fame, so she just keeps on escalating things more and more and more. Sort of the dead husband's brother comes in. He's like, well, I got to get the ransom going. And these criminals are like, well, we don't have them, so who does have them? And it just spins into this complete and utter ludicrous lunacy, man. But I got to tell you, it was really fun, man. Bury the truth, cover your lies. Easier said than done. But I got to admit, this was a fun one, man. This truly was a fun one, with great characters in here and great actors, man. Mila Kunis, Awkwafina, Wanda Sykes, Julia Lewis, Regina Hall, and Allison Janney leading the absolute craziness and lunacy. It's a fun one, man. I mean, it's not the most craziest, wildest, wacky comedy of all time. It's not like True Romance or some shit. But at the same time, though, I think it's a fun little yarn of a tale that just spins itself way out of control, but a really fun one with really great acting, and what a wild and weird story, man. And actually something I can actually see happening in real life, crazy enough. Not that it hasn't happened before, because it probably has, not gonna lie, man. It is wild, weird, a little crazy, and kind of ludicrous, but I had a fun time with this one, I really did. Not half bad. Just going knowing that it gets crazier by the minute. Now, last but certainly not least, we're seeing Ip Man Kung Fu Master for $14.96, the DVD for $12.96. Now, this came out 2 or 3 weeks ago, somewhere around there, but I haven't been able to see it in any of the stores until just now. So, I wanted to talk about this one. I did get a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime. And, I was looking forward to it because it's Ip Man, right? And as you guys know, I've been diving into more and more Ip Man. I've found some of the Ip Man stuff at the Dollar Tree in some of the past Dollar Tree hunts. And I've been seeing a lot of, Ip Man stuff, like Ip Man TV show and other Ip Man movies that I never even knew existed. And I've loved the Donnie Yen series of films, those 4 movies. Donnie Yen is amazing as Ip Man. And so I was like, oh wow, another Ip Man movie. I gotta check this thing out. It's gotta be cool, right? And so basically what this is basically it's a prequel about how Ip Man became the Ip Man that we know and love. And how he was a cop, and how there was corruption, and he was fighting the corruption. And you name it, all the complications, the action, the drama, all that jazz, man. Now, I gotta admit, I was really looking forward to this, as I said, because I'm a big fan of that Ip Man series, and this movie really disappointed me. I'm not gonna lie, I was truly disappointed by Ip Man Kung Fu Master. And I don't know whether it was because I've kind of been spoiled by the other Ip Man movies and how good Donnie Yen has been, but this is a really crappy Ip Man movie. I mean, the fight scenes are kind of well choreographed a little bit, but some of the action is a little too goofy. The characters are a little too over the top and ridiculous at times. I thought that the actor who was playing Ip Man tried to do his best sort of Donnie Yen impression and completely whiffed on that. I thought this movie was a really just overall, I guess I would say, a pale comparison to other Ip Man movies. I mean, whether it was the weird song choices or the goofy, ridiculous, out-of-place comedy that didn't really belong in there, or some of the sort of Chinese, Japanese propaganda that was in the film that felt kind of oddly weird and out of place and didn't really feel right to me. There's a lot of things in here that just didn't really register as a good Ip Man tale. I mean, like I said, those first 4 Ip Man movies, the Donnie Yen ones, are amazing. And if you had never dived into Ip Man before, those are the ones to watch. Those are the ones that you have to get yourself into, because those are phenomenal, man. If you've never watched an Ip Man movie and you start yourself off watching this, you're going to be mega disappointed. But don't hate on Ip Man just because of just watching this movie, because Ip Man is so much better than this movie is, man. It just felt so contrived and just almost like a lesser Ip Man movie, a lesser action movie, and just really a terrible prequel, man. I was watching the movie and I was just thinking to myself, my God, this is what passes off as an Ip Man movie now? Like, god damn, dude. Like, I miss Donnie Yen so much, man. I mean, I know they're never going to make another Ip Man movie with Donnie Yen. Oh, well, I hope they do, but I doubt that's going to happen. But they kind of leave off the movie as, hey, maybe we'll do a sequel to this movie. And I'm like, no, come on, man. I think a lot of people got suckered into watching this movie because it was Ip Man. And I did the same thing. I got suckered into it because I'm like, hey, it's Ip Man, right? And I love Ip Man. I love Donnie, and a cool prequel. Why not? And I got suckered into it, and I think this movie's a major letdown, man. It really is. I mean, it's not the outright most terrible action movie I've ever seen, but as far as, like, the Ip Man standards, like, as good as those Ip Man movies are, this one really just bombed and let me down in a big bad way, guys. Watch the first 4 Donnie Yen movies. I know there's a couple other old school Ip Man films out there of like an older Ip Man and a couple other things. Those are pretty decent, but this one, yeah, definitely stay away from this one, man. This one, hate to say it, let Ip Man down in a big bad way. Yeah, really disappointed in this one, guys. Yeah, stay away from this one, man. Far, far away. There's a lot of great Ip Man stuff out there. This is not one of them. Just saying, man. But I gotta admit, man, there was some really great media this time around. I mean, holy shit, so much media to check out, man. I am shocked, dude. So much stuff to check out. Wild. This Walmart is getting better. I'm telling you. Slowly. I'm liking what I'm seeing. All right. Let's head out. This was a total surprise, guys. I am serious. Like, I don't know. I come into this Walmart now and I'm just very leery, right? I'm like, oh Lord, this the first place I go to, and I know they're not gonna have a lot of media, and I've literally been surprised now. This is what, like the second or third week I've been surprised, man. There's like a lot of media to show off here, man, and I'm always so worried about it. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be so bad. And they have this stuff, like they had a ton of the new releases this week, man. They really delivered. I mean, this Walmart truly delivered, dude. Now, they're not really too much into, like, the indie stuff. They did have, like, 1 or 2 things, but, I mean, they're not hugely into indies, but come on. I mean, this is such a vast improvement over what we've been getting that you gotta celebrate this, guys. I mean, truly, you gotta celebrate this. This is awesome. Like, that older, hard-working, part-time lady, man, last week she told me that she literally, that's the first thing she does now. On Tuesdays, she puts out the physical media, man, and she does an awesome goddamn job of it, man. If they keep up like this, sales are going up, physical media is flowing, baby, and I'm a very happy man for it, dude. I was quite happy with the media we got this time, guys. That's for damn sure, man. I hope you guys are too. Such a surprise, and let's hope it keeps on rolling. I can't guarantee it, but I'm liking where we're going so far. Not half bad, guys. Hope you like it as well. I damn well do. All right, let's head to the next location. Hopefully more media to show off. All right, everybody, we are at the second location, Target. But before we go in, I got to talk to you guys about something. So I found this out about a couple weeks ago that Fry's Electronics are officially closing all of its stores all across the country. And basically due to COVID and the pandemic, and they just couldn't survive it any longer. And I never had a Fry's Electronics in my area, but I know that they did have physical media at a certain point. You know, obviously supporting physical media is very important, and every single store matters that does support it, big, small, whatever, doesn't matter. And what this got me thinking of is just how tough it is getting the physical media in these stores now. Now, look, I mean, we just came from Walmart where that was an abundance of titles. Thank the Lord, man. Thank you, God, man. But few and far between. I mean, I was talking to you guys last week about the fact that there was a lot of titles that I couldn't find at any of these stores. Nobody was either filling the shelves or they just didn't get the stuff in. And, you know, when I went to that FYE that I told you guys about last week, I was talking to one of the employees, really nice guy. And, you know, he asked me if I found everything I wanted. And I said, oh, there's a couple things that I know FYE has that you guys don't have. And I sort of explained to him, and he said, yeah, you know, it's been really difficult to get in physical media. He was telling me this. He was like, yeah, it's been really tough. And, you know, for months now, we've just maybe getting, you know, 2 or 3 boxes here and there, and we're getting a lot of stuff from people obviously selling their movies. But as far as the newer stuff that we can be able to get in, yeah, few and far between, man. And damn, dude, I mean, I think this is, I hate to say it, but you know, we were very lucky when this pandemic started. I mean, we really were, because I told you guys many times I was worried. I was extremely worried that we weren't going to see a lot of media at these stores once the pandemic happened, that they weren't really going to care about physical media, and I was proven wrong. There was a lot of times when we saw more than I could have ever anticipated. But now we're sort of entering into a little bit of a lull, dare I say, a little bit of a almost like, I don't want to say a reset, but maybe in some ways a reset of the fact that now that places are opening up, that digital is becoming more and more prevalent. More of these places are putting out these digital platforms. There's talk of movie theaters opening back up fairly soon, that maybe physical media is not as of importance as maybe it was earlier on in the pandemic. It's possible. I mean, this is a very tricky time for physical media. You know, if you look over the past even couple of years, FYEs are closing. Family Video is now completely closed. Fry's is now completely closing. And there's a lot of other, these mom and pop stores that are going out of business, and it's all switching to online, which is fine. I bought a lot of stuff online, but there's a lot of places that I really want to support going into the stores and buying their physical media. And, you know, I always hear from you guys, you know, you guys are always saying to me, oh, you go to the movie trading company, or go to this place, or go to that place. And I'm like, I don't have it in my area. I only have a very small amount of places in my area to look for physical media, and it's a real damn shame. Where is physical media going to go within even the next year? Which is a really interesting thing. You know, is FYE going to survive? I mean, Fry's didn't. Fry's and FYE are on the same level. Is FYE going to continue to survive? I don't know. I mean, what about some of these other smaller boutique chains that are out there? You know, not in my area, but in like California and Florida and some of those areas. Are they going to survive? I mean, they get a lot of online stuff, so maybe they will. What about Best Buy? Best Buy is closing more locations. Walmart has been good with physical media, but again, there's times when they're rough. I have my suspicions that within the next year or two, physical media is going to be much harder to find. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be proven wrong. I really do. But when I see these companies who, you know, even like 5 or 10 years ago were untouchable. You look at the Blockbusters, you look at Fry Electronics, you look at Media Play, you look at Circuit City, you look at a lot of these other places, and they were untouchable. They were around. But now with the internet age and digital and everything like that, it's changing. It's been changing for a while, but now even more so. And now with this pandemic, at first, there was a real emphasis of like, hey, this is entertainment. People are staying at home more, and maybe they want this. Now things are opening back up, and maybe it's not as important anymore. And with less and less places available for physical media, what does that mean for the marketplace? What does that mean for what studios want to put out? What does that mean about studios still wanting to put out physical media? I mean, what does that mean? Maybe at some point they just don't think it's no longer profitable for them to do it. So maybe they won't do it. I mean, this is a whole domino effect. I just wonder where we're headed and where we're going. And I see something like Fry's Electronics, which doesn't seem like a very big thing just at first glance. But when you really take it with other news and other things that have happened over the course of the last year or a couple years, you realize that it's all becoming a domino effect, and one thing goes down and another thing goes down, and eventually, before you know it, what was once available to everybody won't be as much anymore. I'm very curious as to what you guys think about that. You gotta let me know, man. It's an interesting topic. I want to say physical media is going to survive, but, you know, I just don't know anymore, guys. I'm going to fight for it as much as I humanly possibly can, but, you know, you just can't consider it a sure thing anymore. Definitely let me know, guys. But, I mean, this week, though, that Walmart, very plentiful, so you got to love that, guys. And now we're heading into Target, and look, when there's a good, plentiful week, good amount of media, usually that means Target's good. Will it be for sure? I don't know, but let's go in.
and check it out.
All right, we are in at Target, and a few things worth checking out over here, at least, guys. Not half bad. We got the 4K Blu-ray digital of Soul for $29.99. The Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99. The DVD only for $19.99 for all you DVD lovers out there. However, there is one more thing, and that, yes, is an only at Target exclusive 4K Blu-ray digital limited edition gallery book. You know how Target does it. Yeah, baby, of course. I was hoping we'd see at least one exclusive for Soul, and damn glad to see it here, man. Of course, that usual gallery book goodness that Target always does. Actually looks pretty cool. Look at that. Not bad, man. I like that. Nice. And actually slightly different artwork as well here. Not half bad with the piano stairs and everything. Not half bad, dude. Now, one of the primary focuses of this great movie is jazz. And, when I was thinking about it, there's a decent amount of movies that have jazz in it, but jazz is not as recognizable when it comes to movies as you might think it is. I think it's gotten more prominence over the years. Movies like La La Land are very prominent in that jazz is a huge focus there. Of course, Whiplash is like the ultimate, as far as like newer films go, like the ultimate jazz movie. Like that is awesome, and it's a brutal film to watch at times. Like what that dude goes through, but the music and just the skill off the charts, man. That's a great one. Of course, you also have Ray with Jamie Foxx, which is a pretty good one as well. And going back even further, you have 1990 with Mo Better Blues. Of course, I got to talk about that one, man. That's a really great one. But one that you guys might not know is actually from 1988 called Bird with Forrest Whitaker and directed by Clint Eastwood. I'm pretty sure you guys don't know about that one. It's about a saxophonist. It's a pretty good one, actually. It's not many people really talk about when they talk about Forrest Whitaker or even Clint Eastwood directed movies, but a pretty good jazz flick. If you guys ever diving into a little different film love and are fans of some of Clint Eastwood's work, dive into that one. Pretty good, actually. And one that doesn't get nearly the much love as I think it deserves, man. But what I love about jazz in this one is it really goes to the heart and soul of the story, man. Just how jazz and how music really informs your life and how this really is this guy's passion and his heart and his love and something he wants to get back to. And I really like that focus, man. The movie's deep. It's got a lot of really great loving moments here, moments that you really care for the characters and really care for those little moments in life that really go undervalued and underappreciated. There's literally a scene in this movie where the concept of pizza even is like one of the best things of all time. You literally like oh, pizza, like the things you just take for granted, man. And I'm like, pizza? Like, seriously? But that's what's the great thing about this movie is the idea that we go throughout our lives taking granted for things that, just are normal to us. And then when they're gone in an instant, you miss those simple things, those little things that really made life so great. And I think that's what Soul really is about, is appreciating life, appreciating being on this world, man. And I really appreciated that message in a big bad way. And I think Soul does it beautifully. It's beautifully well done. And it really tugs at your heartstrings in a major way, man. This is a really, really solid Disney Pixar movie by far, man. Much love to this film by far, man. I can't say I love all of the Disney Pixar stuff, but this one, man, it really got to me. And the message of jazz, even if you're not a huge music fan, I think you got to appreciate the skill of it, the soul of it, and I think you have to appreciate a lot of the messages behind it, because when you really dive into jazz and really a lot of the emotion that goes into it, I think you really appreciate it. And movies like Soul really make you appreciate it in a big bad way. And then we have the Blu-ray DVD digital of News of the World for $24.99, the DVD for $19.99. Now, this movie is actually directed by Paul Greengrass, and I actually didn't realize this until after the end of the movie, where it's like directed by Paul Greengrass. I'm like, wow, really? He directed this, man. And if you guys have never really dived into Paul Greengrass, it's kind of interesting because most people consider him sort of an action director. You know, he did The Bourne Supremacy and The Bourne Ultimatum, and he did Jason Bourne. Okay, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but he did those Bourne movies, and those Bourne movies are amazing, man. Great espionage and action and thrillers. They're amazing movies, but I think a lot of people thought of him as one of those action guys because the action was so good in that. But he's more of a character drama director more than anything else. I mean, you look at a movie like United 93, which, by the way, man, is still a tough watch to this day, man. I mean, not a tough watch because it's a bad movie. Tough watch because it's just tough to see those events fold out on the big screen, man. It's tough, dude. I mean, he's a really great, interesting director. Even something like Captain Phillips, which I love Captain Phillips. Like, I'm the captain now. I'm the captain. Like, out of everything in that movie, that's the one thing that people remember out of that fucking movie, man. But that's a really great movie. There's some good action in it, but it is definitely a character piece drama. And that's what Paul Greengrass does well. And so I think that's why I think News of the World at least works as well as it does for me. That's why it doesn't end up being very boring, because I think in another director's hands it could end up being, I guess, a little bit more mundane and lifeless. But I think with Tom Hanks in the driver's seat, with Paul Greengrass directing it, I think they're able to lift it up a little bit past sort of the normal mundane Western stuff that you might sort of roll your eyes at. I'm not saying it's an exciting movie, because it's really not. But at the end of the day, I got to admit, it's better than your average Western stuff. But again, it depends on if you're into these type of movies. Because if you're just looking for full-on action, Western action, I don't know if this movie is really for you. But if you're looking for a good, solid character drama, then News of the World, I think, really works. But it's interesting to sort of go back and look at Paul Greengrass's work. Because if you take out some of the obvious action stuff, you'll find that he's not really the action guy more as he is, drama character work. And sometimes I do appreciate that more than the shoot 'em up, blow 'em up type movies sometimes. Yeah, those movies are good and they're great, and trust me, I love a shitload of them, but you need good characters and good drama to make things work at times. And I think News of the World, I think, pretty much accomplishes that. And then we're seeing the Blu-ray digital of Avengers 4 movie collection. Really? This was just randomly here. I don't know whether this is a new thing or they just decided to put this here for shits and giggles. I have no idea. But you get all 4 of the Avengers movies for $55. I think that's roughly like $13.50-ish, somewhere around there per movie, which technically ain't half bad. I mean, just saying, though. But nice cover. Definitely takes from that first Avengers movie. That's for damn sure. Huh. Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. I gotta admit, I love all of the Avengers movies in their own unique way. What's my favorite Avengers movie? Oh, damn. I mean, I guess I would have to say it would be Endgame, because Endgame is pretty goddamn cool. But there's something about that first Avengers movie, man. It was so new, and the concept was so exciting to see these superheroes all together in the same film. And there's something about that still to this day is so nostalgic to me and so wonderful that I just can't deny it, man. I really can't. It's so amazing, dude. I mean, truly, God, with all the great action and the set pieces. I mean, those Avengers movies are some of the best that Marvel's done. I mean, truly. Now, I know that obviously, probably, if you're really thinking about it, the redheaded stepchild in the Avengers series probably is Age of Ultron. But I think Age of Ultron has actually been more appreciated over the years. I think with certain things coming from WandaVision and other stuff that were in the later sort of Marvel movies, I think there's been a better focus on Ultron and some of the stuff that they were trying to do. And it's kind of interesting because I'm going through the Marvel movies with my girlfriend. We just finished watching Captain America Civil War, which he really, really enjoyed. But it was kind of interesting because I forgot how much of the events from Avengers Age of Ultron really got into Civil War. The idea of obviously the city that ended up going down in Ultron and how it really affected a lot of storylines and a lot of character motivations. And a lot of people who hated on Avengers Age of Ultron, I think, are slowly coming around to it. It's interesting going through the journey, and these Avengers movies are kind of like almost like a cherry on top of all the cool stuff that Marvel has done, man. I mean, I can't say that they're perfect movies. There is problems from time to time, but I gotta admit, for the most part, I think they're really wickedly wonderful, and they're just a great culmination of certain storylines that all come together, man. I gotta love it and I gotta appreciate it. And Avengers is some of the most awesome stuff, man. Definitely let me know what's your least favorite and definitely what's your favorite or even underrated. Definitely dying to know. It's a cool little 4 movie collection, but I own the individual releases. I'm not too big on movie collections for the most part. I like more buying the individual stuff, but if you're looking for a little 4 movie collection, love, $55 for 4 movies on Blu-ray. Not half bad, just saying, man. At that. Then, oh jeez, I'm seeing they have more Paw Patrol, Nickelodeon Dino Rescue. What? Oh my god. I know this is a huge thing, guys. Paw Patrol is like huge with the kids. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Paw Patrol is not my thing. I've never been a part of it. Don't really know much about it. But apparently people love it. Maybe one day when I have kids, I'll get the understanding of why it's so huge and the obsession of it. Until then, I guess the firefighters and the cops are rescuing dinosaurs. Yeah, makes perfect sense for the kiddies. Sure. All that Paw Patrol goodness. Then we got a little Undoing Love, the Blu-ray digital for $22.99, the DVD for $19.99. Now, I kind of want to talk about Hugh Grant for a minute or two because I realize I don't really talk much about Hugh Grant. Not that I really felt compelled to ever really talk about Hugh Grant much. I mean, I like Hugh Grant, but I've never really considered Hugh Grant like major leading man status. You know how you think like George Clooney or Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, people like that. Those are leading man. I never really considered Hugh Grant leading man status exactly, but I guess, truth be told, I suppose he is actually. And it's weird because he's went through a whole phase in his career, hasn't he? Like major changes. Like I remember he used to be sort of the bumbling romantic comedy guy. Whether it was Mickey Blue Eyes, if you remember that weird romantic comedy movie, or like Four Weddings and a Funeral, or 9 months, stuff like that. I remember 9 months, man. I like that movie, dude. That's a really good one. And then you have the Bridget Jones movies, which are pretty decent. I mean, I like the first one. The other two, not so much, but the first one I do really like. And of course, one of the best ones that Hugh Grant ever did, Notting Hill. Come on. Notting Hill's pretty awesome, dude. I mean, I remember seeing that in the movie theater, man. I love that movie, dude. That's a good one. Love Actually, also that he's in. And he was doing a lot of those, but, you know, those sort of romantic comedies, after a while, they sort of dry up when you get older. I hate to say it. So he's doing a lot more sort of British-style movies, like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. or The Gentleman, stuff like that. He's been doing a lot of those movies. It's interesting because he's gone through phases in his career, sort of keeping up with his age and the projects that he's willing to get. And even one that I saw years ago that I forgot he was ever in was actually The Lair of the White Worm. If you guys have ever seen that movie, that's a weird sort of vampire horror flick that I had that was way after I had known about Hugh Grant, but that is a wild one, man. Hugh Grant in a horror movie. That was an interesting take, man. I had never seen that one before. That's really a unique one. But generally, if you think of Hugh Grant, you think of goofy romantic comedy movies is what you really think of. But I think he's a better actor than that. But I don't know if I'd say he's leading man status. So, but with this limited series, though, I think he takes it to another level, man. I mean, you're sympathetic to the guy. At one point, you think he's dangerous. Then you completely turn around on him, and then a switcheroo. You're like terrified of the guy. Completely unpredictable. Like the range that he goes through is tremendous here. I gotta give him a lot of credit because he did a tremendous job in this, and he really sold it in a big bad way. I wouldn't necessarily think of Hugh Grant for a series like this, especially the range that he has to go through, but he pulled it off incredibly well, man. He really did. Like I said, it's good, but again, I think it really limps towards the ending, and I think that last episode unfortunately kills all the momentum that the series had. And it was a little too predictable, and it felt a little too convenient to me, but regardless of that, the acting is tremendous, and Hugh Grant, honestly, for some guy who I've always considered sort of the bumbling romantic comedy guy, he pulls it off, and actually pulled it off pretty damn well, dare I say. I think he really did. Shocker of a lifetime, though. Interesting releases so far here at Target. I wonder, do they have anything else to show off? Going through the physical media section over here, and look what we're finding. Haha, the 4K Blu-ray digital Godzilla 2014 for $24.99. Yes, 4K love for Godzilla, baby. Very nice, man. This is the Godzilla fans have been waiting for. Maybe. Look, I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I saw this in the movie theater, okay? And I was not the biggest fan of this movie. Okay, I mean, there is some good stuff here. I mean, some of the action is pretty decent. I love the design of Godzilla. I think that design is awesome. Like, that design is in my opinion, one of the best designs of Godzilla ever. Really, really fantastic, man. But I gotta say that the characters are really dry here. They're boring as hell. You don't care about a single thing to do with them, their storyline or anything like that. And I gotta feel like that we got shortchanged with the action big time. Like, we barely get to see Godzilla or any of the monsters. And if we do, it's all kind of blurry and you only see it for a short amount of time. They kind of shortchanged us. I mean, it got better with the other films, but seriously, this movie was kind of lack. I mean, the only human character I actually liked was Bryan Cranston, and he left the movie a little too early, in my opinion. So, this movie was kind of a letdown for me. I know a lot of people liked it, and I understand it. I like moments in the movie, but as far as like a Godzilla film, I know I'm gonna get roasted by you guys. I know I'm literally gonna get hanged by a rope. But I actually like the 1998 Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick way more than I like this movie. And dude, I have literally had arguments with people that literally are like, are you kidding me? You like that piece of shit? And I'm like, yeah, I kinda do. I mean, not gonna lie, that Godzilla design is dog shit. But I like the action. I like the quirky characters. Yeah, I like it. Don't kill me, guys. Yeah, this one's not a really great one. Truth be told, it's kind of cool that they redid it for modern audiences, and of course, the reason why we're getting this 4K is because Godzilla vs. Kong is right around the corner, so why not promote the previous movies while promoting the new one as well? Why not, man? I mean, I get it, and it probably looks gorgeous in 4K, but to me, not the best Godzilla ever. Just my thoughts, though. And who the hell would have thought we would actually see this at Target? I certainly didn't, man. The Blu-ray Digital 40th Anniversary Limited Edition Steelbook of Friday the 13th Part 2 for $14.99. Oh my God. I did not think we were going to see this here at Target, dude. Like, seriously, here of all places. Wow, look at that. That's a nice steal. Jason's out there watching. Oh my god. Dude, Friday the 13th Part 2 is one of the best Friday the 13th movies of all time. I dare you guys to disagree with me. I dare you. This is one of the best. One of the best survivor girls in the entire franchise. I love Potato Sack Jason. I love Potato Sack Jason. In fact, as much as I love the hockey mask, and dude, I love the hockey mask a lot. I kind of wish they would have kept Potato Sack Jason just for a little bit longer, because it's really creepy, man. It's really well done, dude. I mean, Jason's really effective in this, and again, this is the first one with Jason as the killer. I know that whole like Scream thing of like who's the killer in Friday the 13th, and the chick's like Jason's no, it's Jason's mother. This is the first one to truly feature Jason, and it's so great, man. I mean, the kills are great here. The characters are sort of wacky and ridiculous and quirky, but really memorable, really well done, man. And I love the ending. Spoiler alert, I mean, it's been out for a long time, so if you haven't seen it, I mean, come on, man. But I love when she puts on Mother's sweater and pretends to be Mother to sort of trick Jason. I love that, man. I think that's great, dude. This is a really amazing Friday the 13th movie. One of the best, dude. Seriously, in my opinion, it really is. The thing about it, though, I mean, I'm glad they're putting out a steelbook, and it's a nice steel, man. I mean, 40th anniversary limited edition, it looks great. The problem is that Scream Factory came out with that really great Friday the 13th box set, man. That thing is gorgeous, and there's been so many box sets of Friday the 13th over the years, DVD box sets, Blu-ray box sets, and you name it, man. If you're a Friday the 13th lover, I mean an ultimate Friday the 13th lover, I can see you owning Part 2 in the steelbook form, because if you love all things Friday the 13th and Jason, you want to own it all, so I get it. But for me, I own like 3 Friday the 13th box sets, like no lie, man. And the steel looks great. I love the design. It really reminds me of like the original poster art design stuff. It's really cool, but I already own like Friday the 13th Part 2 like 3 times, man. It's a good steal, but I think I would have to pass up on this one, especially after the great Scream Factory stuff, man. And I believe the first like 4 Friday the 13th movies are remastered in like 4K. I believe. So it's like that looks beautiful. So it's a great steal. If you're a diehard fan, this is definitely a pickup. But if you own it multiple times and don't really need it, probably pass up on it. But it is great to see more Friday the 13th love. I love Friday the 13th, man. Like, my favorite horror villains of all time, at least 2 of them, are Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. Just saying. It's probably why I love Freddy versus Jason as much as I do. But it's always good to see more Friday the 13th love out there, and at Target, no less. I mean, seriously? Target's not really known for Friday the 13th love. But apparently this week, they definitely are. Not half bad, man. Very unique, very interesting indeed, guys. Okay. Surprise, surprise indeed, man. Friday the 13th love, 4K Godzilla. Not bad media this week. Not bad at all. And all of the new releases in between. Pretty decent for Target, dare I say. All right. Let's head out. I do declare that Target delivered this week. Yes, I definitely do believe they did, guys. Not all the stuff we saw over at the first Walmart, but they had a decent amount of stuff this week, man. And they had a little bit of 4K love with Godzilla and Friday the 13th Part 2 at Target. Pretty damn impressive, man. Dare I say, man. Some Steelbook love, some 4K love, some new release love as well. When it's a good release week, Target usually delivers. And this week, mostly, it's no exception. Not half bad, man. Hope you enjoyed all the physical media love here at Target. Let's head to the next location and hope for more physical media love Let's hope.
All right, everybody, we are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go in and see if there is any interesting indie titles to show off. If there is, I will bring it back to Film Fan 108 HQ and show it off to each and every one of you. But before I do that, you know, it's kind of interesting because I've been thinking about going to Vegas, guys. You know, the shows and the gambling, and I mean, it's all well and good, but what about the zombie action? Yes, you guys know it. I saw the trailer to Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, dare I say. Yes. Oh, another zombie flick heading our way in May. Very interesting. All that Zack Snyder CGI slow motion action gold, baby. So, I saw this trailer. I've been hearing good things about it, to be fair, and I wanted to check it out, man. Now, you don't really get any kind of plot here exactly. You just get a lot of imagery of zombie hordes and like a lot of crazy zombie action going on in Vegas. Hell, you even get dead zombie Elvis, for Christ's sake. Well, dead zombie Elvis impersonator, but same thing. But oh my goodness, man. Oh geez, are they gonna have a zombie Wayne Newton? Oh please, God. Oh man, I'm just waiting. It looks good, man. Like, I gotta be honest here. I do like Zack Snyder. I don't like everything Zack Snyder, but I appreciate Zack Snyder's work, and I appreciate Zack Snyder's zombie work. Because you gotta remember, everybody talks about him, you know, with the DC stuff, and obviously Watchmen, all well and good, guys. But it was the remake to Dawn of the Dead that truly did, at least for me, put him on the map, man. Now, think about this. I'm hearing years ago there's going to be a Dawn of the Dead remake. And I'm thinking, this is going to be bullshit. This is going to be terrible, garbage. It's not going to work at all. You can't, you know, be as good as George Romero. And to be fair, the movie is not as good as George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. I mean, that's such a great movie. You can't be as good as that. Fair enough. However, as far as like horror zombie remakes go, damn, that is a good one, man. That is a solid zombie movie. It is really well done. The characters, the zombie action, the way it's filmed, the makeup effects, gore, you name it. It is a really solid zombie movie. I dare I say it's one of the best in the last like 10, 20 years, clearly, man. It truly is, man. And I've always sort of wanted Zack Snyder to go back to zombies at some point. Because, he 300 and Watchmen and doing the DC stuff. And I always thought that he was always going to be more preoccupied with the DC world. And now that that's not really much of a thing anymore, I'm glad he's sort of going back to zombies, dude. I'm curious about this one. I really am. I like the wide shots of the huge zombie hordes that are just descending on the area. It seems like there's going to be some quirky characters, some solid badass action. Dave motherfucking Bautista. Like, it looks like it's going to be a good one, man. And if Dawn of the Dead remake is any indication, Zack Snyder knows how to do a zombie film. So I'm going to trust in Zack Snyder on this one. I'm going to trust in him that this is going to be pulled off. It's a Netflix film. It's coming straight to Netflix. I cannot wait, man. I love zombie movies. I've been disappointed in the zombie genre over the last multiple years, but that's not to say you still can't make a good zombie movie. It just means that you have to be a little bit more unique in your approach than your typical zombie stuff. And I think Zack Snyder's got this. Let's hope. I love Dawn of the Dead remake, so I am hyped about this one, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about this. I am dying to know. In the meantime, let's head into the second Walmart and see if we can find any indie goodness worth checking out. Well, I am in at the second Walmart, ladies and gentlemen, and you see, last week was a major disappointment. I was really hoping to see some indie titles worth showing off that I knew should have been out, but they weren't here.
But where one week is empty, another week is quite plentiful. Oh yes, there is a lot of stuff to see at this second Walmart. Quite a few titles. Stuff for this week, stuff that should have been on the shelves last week. Oh yes, I'm going to be showing off quite a lot of juicy Walmart weirdness. So without further ado, Seth, buddy, this time around, definitely show off that physical media, brother. Okay, I will do it. But I'll only do it for you, Seth. And anybody else who asks, they can go to hell. But you, I can't say no to you. I can't quit you. And I apparently can't quit you guys either. So, yes, this has been, so far, actually a pretty plentiful week. And I'm damn glad for it, man. And this time around at the second Walmart, it actually ended up paying off. Patience paid off, because we are finally seeing some of the stuff from last week and a little bit of indie love this week as well. You know, I have to sort of reconcile the fact that these stores are not going to really carry the physical media anymore as much as I want them to. I mean, I would love for these stores to carry every single release that comes out, whether it's Arrow or Scream Factory or Mill Creek or Code Red, you know, and the new releases from all the major studios, and I want them to show off everything. And maybe that would have been possible back in the day. Not so much anymore, man. And I remember times back, Circuit City and Media Play, you'd see Anchor Bay DVDs, and you'd see, you know, all the new releases, and it was just a plentiful time for physical media. And I'm realizing that that's just not the case anymore. As much as I want to hold on to the past, I know I can't. And so I just have to deal with that, dude. I have to deal with it, and I just have to realize that certain weeks are going to be better than others. And some weeks we're going to see a lot, and some weeks I'm going to go to the second Walmart and there's going to be a bonanza, and in other weeks it's literally going to be a dead zone. I just got to learn that as a physical media lover, and I think it's with you guys as well, we just have to realize that we can't control it anymore. Maybe back in the day there was a certain level of control that we might have had. Unfortunately, not anymore. We have to roll with the punches. And me more than most. So, certain weeks good, certain weeks bad, other weeks flat out ugly. But when physical media is good, it's damn good. And for the second Walmart, it's gonna be a good one. Ah, Walmart indie goodness. It's good to be back checking out all of the great stuff that second Walmart has to offer, isn't it? Damn right it is, man. And we got the first batch right here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's dive into it with the first title, which is none other than Hero Dog, The Journey Home. Oh, look at that. Cute. Steve Byers and Natasha Henstridge. Man, that doesn't even look like Natasha Henstridge, does it? I don't know, maybe it's like the light thing, but I'm like thinking like, wait, what? That's... Damn, maybe plastic surgery ain't been doing her well. I don't know, man. I'm like thinking to myself, God. I mean, who looks worse, the dog or Natasha Henstridge? Holy shit. Damn, man. Damn, what happened to Natasha Henstridge? And now I'm like all on like, what the hell happened to her, man? Jeez. Oh, and actually speaking of all the goodness there, we got Dove approved, baby. Yes. Dove approved. Oh, you gotta love that. You got to love that, man. Okay. I like the cover. It seems like a very heartwarming tale, I suppose. A journey neither one will ever forget. Oh, nice. Okay, what we got here? Star Natasha Henstridge, this breathtaking family adventure shows how one animal's courage can inspire us all. Crossing a lake by boat to return to his family, Royce, who is blind, is stranded when the boat's captain suddenly falls ill. To find help, Royce enlists Chinook, a brave Malamute, to serve as his seeing eye dog. As they navigate the wilderness, Chinook must protect Royce from treacherous rapids, jagged rocks, and savage mountain lions on their long, heroic journey of survival. Oh, okay, yes. Man and his dog, yes. The timeless, tried and true tale that we've seen many, many times before. Of course, man. Now, I guess this movie kind of reminds me a little bit of that Disney movie that's on Disney Plus with Willem Dafoe, Togo, I believe it's called, which is a pretty decent overall family, dog movie, I would say. I love dog movies in general. I'm not gonna lie, man. And I especially like the whole, dog protecting its master. We've seen this movie time and time again, man. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything new, just an interesting, heartwarming dog tale. It probably is a pretty good one. To be fair, I'm not gonna hate on this movie too much. I mean, mind you, I could hate on it. It is possible, but I'm not gonna do it, man. I love a good dog tale. I love a dog protecting its master. There's something about it that kind of tugs at my heartstrings. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I will say is, why is Natasha Henstridge here? I mean, seriously, it's about Royce, played by Steve Byers, and getting back to his family. I'm assuming Natasha Henstridge is his wife? Maybe. I don't know. I miss the old school I'm an alien trying to have sex with everybody Natasha Henstridge days. God, I miss those days. Now we get family dog movies with Natasha Henstridge. Damn, do I miss those sex alien days. Oh, I sure do, man. Regardless, it looks like a fun movie, harmless film that honestly the family could possibly enjoy. So I'm going to give it a pass. Looks decent enough. Well, other than Natasha Henstridge. And the next title we're seeing is Caged. There is no getting out. I like that with the cracked glass and the images. Very nice. It's not that we haven't seen this cover a time or two, but it's still effective. Very nice. What is this about? In the psychological horror thriller Caged, Harlow Reed, Eddie got the X-Men First Class. Wait a minute. Who is he in X-Men? Oh, wait a minute. He was Darwin, wasn't he? Yes. Oh my God. Man, I haven't seen him in something in a little while. Holy shit. Damn. I forgot about this guy. Shit. When an African American psychiatrist is sent to federal prison for being found guilty of murdering his wife, he's then sent to a solitary confinement, a victim of systematic racism. Isolated and fighting for an appeal, he slowly descends in madness, pushed to the breaking point by an abusive female guard, Melora Hardin, The Office. Huh. Melora Hardin. Where was she? Whoa. Oh, shit. She was Jan. Yeah, she was Jan. Oh my God, man. She's another one that I hadn't seen her much after The Office. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. The guy who played Darwin in X-Men First Class and the chick who played Jan in The Office. And she's terrorizing him. Wow. Okay. It's weird. Hoping on her own form of justice, haunted by internal demons and his dead wife. Never-ending nightmare. Really? Oh, shit. Honestly, I like the synopsis. I'm not gonna lie, man. It looks interesting to me. I do really like a lot of prison dramas. Like, the one that I really love the most out of all prison dramas is the HBO show Oz. Do you guys ever remember Oz? Maybe you don't, but Oz was wild, man. It was a wild prison show, and I loved every second of it. I still think, like, it's one of the best prison dramas of all time. It is wild with that. The twists and turns and, man, the personalities, that was crazy, man. And, I do like a lot of sort of women in prison flicks as well. Sort of the old school 70s stuff and then the 80s. Like, all that's really cool as well. So this kind of looks like something straight out of like a weird psychological horror thriller that takes elements from like a prison show like Oz and mixes it with like some sort of like psychedelic horror flick. Very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, man. And interesting actors. I hadn't seen this guy who played Darwin in a long while. And I mean, I like the chick who plays Jan, but I haven't seen her in a hot minute either. This looks like a very fascinating one. I'm not gonna lie, man. I like a good prison thriller. I really do. This looks right up my alley, man. I don't know, but I'm really liking this. I wonder what you guys think of this. Definitely let me know. But I don't know about you, but I could go for a little prison horror action. Hmm? And now we have Aerys. What is this one, baby? The curse runs through her veins. Oh my god, what's behind her? Run, bitch, run! Oh my god. I love it. She's like screaming for help, and it's so too late, man. You are so dead. Oh, I like that cover though. I really do, man. That's great. Oh my god, that's awesome. Oh, every family has its secrets. Indeed they do. And I wonder what's their secret. Claire and Anna are devoted sisters who live together. Claire suffers from fits, and Anna cares for Claire between time at work and seeing her boyfriend. However, when Claire begins to see ghostly visions within the house, Anna has difficulty believing her. As the visions worsen, they test Claire's sanity until one night she mistakenly attacks Anna, believing her to be one of the ghosts. Claire's hospitalized, but the visions continue to haunt her. But Claire was never the target. The specters were after Anna and her unborn child all along. Dun dun dun! Now Claire must find out how to protect her sister while locked up in a secure psychiatric facility. Yes! Oh, good luck, honey. Oh my god. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of like an Insidious film, like some sort of possession movie, right? Because they're after the unborn child and they want to get to them and possess them and get into the real world. And it's like something straight out of Insidious, man. And I love sort of the creepy old chick. Like I love how they use old people as like creepy. I really it's the same thing with like Lin Shaye. Like they always use Lin Shaye in some sort of really creepy way. Is it just me or like they always do that, dude? Old people are apparently really creepy. Apparently, one day I'm gonna be the same, guys. I'm gonna be one creepy motherfucker when I when I get old. Apparently, I guess we all are, man. It's interesting. I mean, we've seen these sort of possession movies before. When I see the sort of unborn child thing, you know what it kind of reminds me of in some weird way? It reminds me of like Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. I mean, not that that's the best like Nightmare on Elm Street movie of all time, but I'm thinking like, the unborn child and Freddy wants to control the kid and all this jazz. Like it kind of reminds me of that, but that movie's fun. And it's got a wise cracking villain in it, so good times. But this just has really weird, creepy old people wanting to possess an unborn child, and something about that seems so wrong. Okay, it could be cool, man. I mean, I like the cover. I'm not gonna lie, that cover, man. I love that with her screaming, man. That's great. Creepy, ghostly old people wanting to possess an unborn child. It's nothing new, but could it be done good? Possibly? Maybe? If it's creepy old people, hey, it's got a chance. And the next being Override. Mankind has met its match. Very pissed off hot chick? Indeed we have. Okay, Override with Luke Goss and Dean Cain. Ooh. Well, if it's got Dean Cain, it's gotta be good, right? Right, okay. What is this one? Oh, look, she's really happy. With a knife. And somebody bound up. Maybe it's just meant to be kinky. Rhea is no ordinary woman. She is a humanoid, programmed to be a dutiful housewife, reliving the same day over and over. Wait a minute. So it's Stepford Wives meets Groundhog's Day? Hmm? Each day, Rhea wakes up to her normal routine but finds a different man, her husband, Jack, by her side, until one day her AI programming is hacked, causing Rhea to hold the latest Jack, the son of the vice president, for ransom, threatening to kill him on live TV. Damn. And I thought live TV used to be fun. Geraldo Rivero and everything. This chick takes it to a whole new level. Good Lord, man. And I'm kind of curious, is Dean Cain the vice president? I'm curious, if he is, I'm now contemplating, would I vote for Dean Cain as vice president? What'll he do for my taxes? And furthermore, is he going to bring back Superman and Lois? Because if he is, I'll definitely vote for his ass. Oh, damn right, man. Oh my God. I kind of like that. I kind of like the AI gone wrong. Not that we haven't seen that before, because we pretty much have. As I've said, Stepford Wives pretty much is that movie. And we've seen that time and time again in other films. You know, even stuff like Simone and other futuristic sci-fi stuff. We've seen it a time or two. It ain't nothing new, man. But I kind of like it. It's almost kind of like, as I said, Stepford Wives, Groundhog's Day, The Purge, sort of all mixed into one melting pot, man. I kind of like AI gone wrong, man. I've always said that it's so weird, right? Because we live in a pretty fucked up world, man. We got people who literally use very realistic dolls as playmates. Hey, it's out there, man. It's true. And I'm thinking, like, one day this is going to be a reality. There's literally going to be AI out there for this specific purpose. And I'm telling you, one day it's going to go wrong. It's going to go incredibly wrong, man. I mean, if the Terminator franchise has proved anything, do not trust artificial intelligence to save your fucking life, man. But we never learn. We never fucking learn, man. Damn. We gotta do that thing where, like, Snake Plissken at the end of, like, Escape from LA or something, like turns back the clock on humanity, and, like, all electricity and power is gone and we have to live in the dark ages or some shit. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, but it's better than being controlled by AI overlords. I'm just saying, it's interesting. I mean, and why the fuck is the son of the vice president doing this in the first place? I mean, you're the son of the vice president. I'm sure you can get all the pussy you can handle. Why the fuck would you do this? Why? Wait, you wanted robot pussy? I mean, really, you're that hard up? Like, okay. Oh, man, all right, fair enough, man. Jesus Christ, dude. It could be interesting. I like the concept to it, behind it, but dude, it's got Dean Cain, bro. And Dean Cain's track record, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't the hottest. So, maybe, all things considered, I think somebody better override this fucking movie. On to the next batch of Walmart goodness, baby. And this one, whoo, this batch looks like it's going to be quite the interesting chat, dare I say. And the first one that I'm seeing is they got Sacrilege. Her fear is just the beginning. And very interesting cover. You know what this cover reminds me of? It reminds me of X-Men Dark Phoenix. Like, I'm serious. Like, look at that. That totally reminds me of X-Men Dark Phoenix, man. Like, with sort of half of the image burned and the other half not, and sort of the light in the middle. Total ripoff of X-Men Dark Phoenix, man. Totally. Look at those posters, man. Total ripoff, I'm telling you. Oh! Ooh, she's... Oh. Maybe she needs a spa day. A really long spa day. Oh. During celebrations for the summer solstice, 4 young women are offered up as a sacrifice to a mysterious pagan goddess who has the ability to sense their greatest fears. Using this power against them, she turns their nightmares into a horrifying reality. Oh, ugh. Make sure I stay away from pagan goddesses. Whew. Yeah. Oh my God. You know what, guys? Tell you a wild story. I used to know this person, okay, who went to a different college as me. And I was sort of into the chick. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. She was good looking. I was kind of into her. And she was a pagan. I had no idea what the hell anything to do with pagans was. I really didn't know. I didn't look up the religion or do any research. I did nothing. And so I'm kind of like trying to impress her, right? And she's telling me, there's this sort of fall winter solstice thing towards October, and she wanted me to be a part of it. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. I wanted to impress her. Fine, if she wants to do that, cool. And what I didn't realize, we are literally, a mile away from the college in this wooded area. And it's not just her and I, it's literally like a bunch of her friends and me. And she's like, okay, well, let's do the ritual. And I'm like, okay, what's the ritual? And literally everybody had to get naked. And I'm not even fucking joking, you guys. Like literally, we all had to get naked, and everyone's getting. And it's not just taco. It's pickle too. There's a lot of pickle. And so here I am, do I gotta do this? I literally have to get naked, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, dude, like I can walk away from this, right? But then, the back of my mind is thinking, well, she is hot. So, maybe she'll be impressed. Now, mind you guys, it was cold out. Okay, okay. So it didn't help matters none. But yeah, I got naked with a bunch of other people for this fucking pagan ritual. It wasn't like anything with like sacrifice or anything like that, but it was just like, some weird chanting and other weird shit. And I was like, oh my God, man. I was like, the things I would do for pussy. God, yeah, man, fuck my life. And so I never dealt with anything with pagan ever again in fucking any ritualistic way, man. No way, no how, dude. I don't care how hot the chick is. And apparently other people are willing to sacrifice themselves for pagan gods as well. Good Lord. At least I didn't have to deal with what these chicks have to. It's an interesting sort of, witch taking on these females and turning their realities against them. It sounds easy enough, I guess. It could be good. I mean, it's got a bunch of actors in here that I've never heard of from movies that I do not know, man. Rise of the Foot Soldier of the Heights, Bonded by Blood 2, Fisherman's Friends, A Werewolf in England, like a lot of actors I've never heard of, with a movie that seems kind of mildly interesting. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, guys. I've already been through the pagan ritual stuff. I'll leave this for other people to explore. Oh yes, look at this. The DVD digital of I Am Lisa. Ooh, I like that cover. I'm not gonna lie, man. Ooh, look, she looks fierce with that wolf right there. Ooh, I like that. It took a town to beat her down and a full moon to get revenge. I like that. Look at that cover. That's some juicy horror goodness there, baby. I like that, man. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like the eyes, the evilness. I am Lisa. A local outcast is left to die by a sadistic small-town sheriff and her underlings. When bitten by a creature of the night and bestowed with supernatural abilities, Lisa does her best to retain her humanity as she exacts revenge. Once bitten, once bitten, once bitten, once bitten. What the hell am I doing, man? I'm literally singing the theme song to that fucking Jim Carrey vampire movie. It doesn't even have to do anything with werewolves. Fuck, man. Oh man, I kind of like this synopsis though. I really do because it sort of almost reminds me of like almost like a 70s revenge film, like A Last House on the Left or I Spit on Your Grave, mixed with a werewolf tale. Like something about that is really unique and interesting, and I quite like it a lot, man. I really do. I like the imagery here. I like the look of her as she's like becoming a werewolf. Something about that's really cool. And I like werewolf movies, man. I mean, yeah, not so much anymore because there's not really much really good ones out, few and far between. But back in the day, man, I mean, American Werewolf in London and Bad Moon, jeez, you name it. There's so many of them, man. I mean, and I even have a soft spot for American Werewolf in Paris. I know it's a shit film, but I kind of like it at times. But I mean, there's some good ones. And some of the underworld films are really cool as well. And you name it, there's some really good werewolf tales out there, dude. This one looks like an interesting modern day one that I could really get into. I gotta admit, man, there's not many really great werewolf films out there anymore, man. There is one that came out a while back called Late Phases, which was a pretty solid vampire. What am I talking about? Werewolves, man. It's a pretty solid werewolf tale, but outside of that, few and far between, though, man. But I got to admit that I'm always up for a good werewolf tale. This could be up my alley. Like I said, I like the cover. I like the design. Some good features as well. Not bad. This could be one that's definitely gonna surprise me. I gotta admit, man, I am jonesing for a really good werewolf tale. Could I Am Lisa be it? And oh, have I been waiting to talk about this one. Castle Freak. Oh, baby. Actually, the Castle Freak remake, dare I say. A bold reimagining of a horror classic. Oh man. That's a face only a demonic mother could love. Yeah, no kidding. So, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime. Okay, now. Oh, man. At first, I kept asking myself, why remake Castle Freak? I mean, I was really thinking about that. Why? What's the purpose of remaking Castle Freak? And then it suddenly hit me, what's the purpose of remaking most of these horror films? I mean, really, what's the purpose exactly other than it's a money grab? Okay, that's about it. And so I'm like, okay, everything under the sun is getting a remake. Why not Castle Freak? And mind you, Castle Freak is a decent horror flick. It's not anything classic, I would say. I mean, it's decent. You got Barbara Crampton in there. You got Jeffrey Combs. I like the idea of being in this castle setting with this deformed creature that's living underneath them, and the idea that this creature is related to them, and sort of the complications of the family history. Like, I like that. It's interesting to me. So overall, I enjoyed it as a full moon film, as a film that has Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton together. Fine. But again, was there ever really a need to remake it? I don't really think so, but sure, why not? We're off and running. Now, this movie carries over certain things from the original Castle Freak, right? Okay, so there's this horrific being that is living in the castle that's going around and doing heinous acts. There's obviously a chick that's related to the being. Obviously, there's the castle, but outside of that, there is a lot of differences. I mean, this is a very different film to the original. So if you think they're copying the original, then man, you are dead wrong, because that is so not happening, man. I mean, basically, it's not even a family. It's this chick and her boyfriend. This chick is blind, and she can't see what's going on, and they want to sell the castle, and this sort of horrific creature is there, and it's just the friends coming over, and basically this creature getting ready to exact all kind of hell on these people in very gruesome ways. Now, oh, this movie, I mean, it's not a terrible remake. Truth be told, there's some shit remakes out there. I mean, true shit remakes. This is not a shit remake. It's not a great remake, but it's not a shit remake either. So where does it land? It kind of lands in the middle, man. I mean, I like the design of the horrific creature. I kind of like it with the big weird teeth and its deformed body. Like I like the design of it. I like some of the kills are very interesting. There's a lot of penetration in this movie, man. There's a lot of penetration in this movie. I'm not even kidding, man. Like, from like needles going into bodies, sharp objects penetrating people, and a lot of pickle penetrating taco. And sometimes it's a real turnoff, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Like there's a scene here, right, where the blind chick's boyfriend, he's cheating on her, right? Blind chick upset him and he's pissed off, he's drinking, and this other chick that likes him sort of takes advantage, right? And she's riding him. He's blind, he's loving it. The creature comes in, creature kills the chick, right? Okay. And you're thinking this guy is tied up, right? He's tied up. The creature's probably gonna kill the dude. Okay, I'm ready for the kill. Nah, creature don't do that. Creature has been intrigued actually throughout the film about sex. Spying on people having sex and getting sort of intrigued and curious about it. The guy's blindfolded, tied up, doesn't know what's going on, and this creature unrobes. Now, let me tell you guys, when the hot chick was riding the other guy, I was kind of enjoying myself. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of was. This is pretty nice. And once the creature unrobed, I went from happy to depressed in about 2.5 seconds. Maybe less. I couldn't believe it. Now, when I say naked, this creature has a huge, giant you-know-what. And I'm not talking pickle, I'm talking taco. And so I'm like, oh my God, they're not going to do what I think they're going to do, right? No. They're not going to do that. And that's exactly what they did, guys. That fucking creature got on top of the dude and literally rode him until satisfaction happened. And good God, man, I was like, man, I have never gotten more soft in my entire life. Like, holy shit. Whoa, wow, man. Jesus. Look, the movie is kind of a mixed bag. It's got some good gore effects in it, but at the same time, the characters are really stupid. And sometimes you wonder, what are they trying to prove with this movie, right? Because it's just a random chick with a random castle with a random, quote unquote sister that she has that they split up during birth, and it's this whole thing that they have, man. And it doesn't really have anything to do with the actual Castle Freak movie other than a couple of instances. I mean, it brings in so much different elements to it. I mean, literally, they pile on Cthulhu in this motherfucker. They literally pile on Cthulhu. They have the Necronomicon in here. Hell, they fucking even tie in Reanimator to this motherfucker. I'm serious. Like, there's literally like a mid-credit scene where it's literally the Reanimator dude with the Reanimator serum, and it's almost like they're setting themselves up for a sequel. What fucking sequel? What the fuck's going on here? Like, is this a Castle Freak movie, or are we sort of jumping timelines, or in different universes? What the fuck is going on here, man? And then at the end of the movie, it's like, creatures are coming out of orifices, and Cthulhu is like, in the clouds, and this one geeky scientist is reading from the Necronomicon. He's like, give birth to the old gods, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, the movie started out okay, and just more insanity just piled onto this motherfucker. I mean, literally, I could not predict where this thing was gonna go, and it went into some wild places, man. I mean, I thought it was gonna be kind of like Castle Freak, where it's this weird sort of free creature that is doing these evil deeds and killing people, and eventually you find out about the lineage and the family and the terrible family history. And I thought that was it, and it would have been fine. But no, it goes into wild, weird territory of like sexual sacrifice, religious acts, literally creepy humanoid freaks riding, blind assholes, and Cthulhu was, the Book of the Dead, and like, I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, this thing went all over the place, man. I gotta tell you, this was a wild movie, man. I can't say it's terrible, because it's not. I can't say it's great, because it's not either. Man, it's really a mixed bag, dude. And I guess I would recommend it out of curiosity, but if you're going in thinking that this is like the old Full Moon movie, damn, man, I mean, oh shit. It is not. It's really fucked up, man. Jesus. I don't know if I would ever want to experience this movie again, but I guess I'm just fascinated by how much twists and turns this movie had. I mean, I can only imagine they're in a pitch meeting. Yeah, we'll do the Castle Freak remake, right? Oh, great, awesome. Yeah, we'll do the Full Moon thing. Like, Richard Band gave us permission, awesome. But we can't just do that, right? Because it's already been done. Well, who loves Evil Dead? Oh, I love Evil Dead. And oh, who loves Cthulhu? I love Cthulhu. And who loves, like, weird creatures having sex with normal people? And then nobody raised their hand. And like, we're just putting it in there anyway. I'm just like, what the fuck? Oh, this thing is so weird, man. Damn. I don't know if I can give it a full recommend, but for a curiosity watch, buckle your seatbelts, man, because it's going to be a bumpy ass ride. And last, but damn, that is not the least, dude. That is Psycho Goreman. Yes, oh my god. He will bathe in your blood. Yeah. And you can't just say Psycho Goreman, right? You gotta be like, Psycho Goreman. Like, you gotta be like hardcore, like metal with that shit. Or you gotta be like hair metal. You gotta be like, Psycho Goreman. Like, yeah, I'm all kinds of fucked up, guys. Sorry, oh my god. This movie got me all fucked up. Oh, Lord, dude. Psycho Goreman. I did not know what I was in for, dude, with this one. So I saw this on Amazon Prime, right? And I saw it basically because I had heard from everybody, like, you gotta watch this movie, man. This movie's wild. And I had a coworker of mine watch it, and he wasn't the biggest fan of it, but he says, dude, you gotta watch it. It's gotta be watched. It's gotta be seen to be believed, dude. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this thing a chance. So basically, these kids find this almost like Jewel, and it awakens this evil alien called Psycho Goreman, or PG for short, and this alien wants to destroy the world, destroy multiple worlds. He's just hell-bent on destruction, and he can't do that because the little kids have the amulet that ends up controlling him. So they're just having fun with this. I mean, they're kids. So they're doing goofy shit with him. They're telling him to do this, do that. You know, oh yeah, hey, turn my friend into a giant fucking brain with eyes, because why the fuck not? And it's just kind of demented hilarity, and it's absurd, and it's just a wild, weird experience is what this movie is, man. And it's basically just a heartwarming, weird, bizarre tale of an evil alien and human kids, and the sort of friendship, sorta, that they kinda have. Oh my god, man, this movie, dude, I I couldn't believe this, man. This movie is one hell of a trip, man. But I enjoyed it. Dude, I enjoyed Psycho Goreman. I thought it was really fun. I truly did, man. I mean, first off, the designs are amazing here. Like, Psycho Goreman himself, I love the design of him. I love the design of these other alien creatures. Like, weird, like, almost like, like white robotic aliens, you know, brains with eyes, you know, weird creatures in jars. Like, man, I gotta tell you, man, they just went all out on the weird, like, genre designs and the weird, like, sci-fi bizarre stuff here, and it's just so crazy what they're able to get away with, man. And basically it's like ET on steroids, if I had to say it. Like ET on fucking steroids, or ET on meth is what I would say. It's totally ET on meth, man. And it's hilarious, and it's fun, and it's awkward, and sometimes you're just sitting there like, I can't believe that this is a fucking thing. I can't believe they made this shit, but it is in my eyeballs. I'm literally seeing it. It's like, what the fuck? And I just thought it was crazy, and I just thought the weird hilarity with the parents, with the kids, and I'm like, this is just pure, unadulterated fun, and I'm loving every minute of it. And look, I know that there are people out there that don't like this movie simply because of one thing, and that's the little girl in this movie. Basically, the little girl is Mimi, and she is, oh my god, talk about a chick that's demented, man. This little girl is all kinds of fucked up, man. And I'm serious. Like, I don't know if her parents are raising her right, or she's watching way too much TV, or what the fuck's going on inside her brain, but she literally, she is so fucked up. And she is so not like the nice little girl that you would see in fucking E.T., like the Drew Barrymore shit. She is so demented, and she has so much, like, wicked thoughts in her head, and she doesn't act like a nice little girl. And I kind of feel like people don't know how to take her. They think that maybe she's annoying, or maybe that she comes off as unlikable because she's not your typical little girl. I happen to like that. I mean, yeah, there are moments where you're like, this chick is not all there in the head, and you're thinking to yourself, like, some of the decisions that she makes, like things that she does to her brother, you're like, come on, man. Like, but then again, I'm thinking to myself, like, that's sort of like brother sister feuding, ratcheted up to like the nth degree. You know what I mean, man? I mean, basically, this movie, I don't think you can really take this movie seriously. And if you do in any aspects, then you're really watching this the wrong way. And I truly mean that, man. I mean, it's a movie that takes a lot of stuff from 80s films, it takes a lot of stuff from Trauma, and sort of the weird imagination of these filmmakers and just puts it into this boiling pot and stir it, and this is the recipe you get, dude. And I thought it was pretty goddamn fun. I had a fun time with this movie. I sat back, I relaxed. There was moments where I was like, this is bizarre. There's moments where I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? There's moments that you're like, I don't know if this is the moral thing to do here, but I'm like, you know what? I told my brain to shut the fuck up, and I said, let's go with this, man. And I had a fun time, man. And I gotta give huge props to Steve Kostansky here, who is the filmmaker behind this movie. This guy, I've loved a lot of his career, unknowingly loved a lot of his career, right? Because he's done a lot of movies that I really enjoy. Like he did that great horror flick, The Void, that was a really great take on a lot of John Carpenter horror flicks, and I thought that was pretty creative, pretty clever, man. I love that one. He's done Leprechaun Returns, that newer Leprechaun flick that came out not too long back, which not a terrible Leprechaun movie, to be fair. Not the best Leprechaun movie, but compared to some of the dog shit that we've seen in the Leprechaun franchise, hey, I'll take it. I mean, he did that. He also did Father's Day. If you've never seen Father's Day, that is a really fucked up, weird sort of like trauma revenge movie. Man, that's a wild movie, dude. I really like that one. He was a part of this group called Astron 6. And Astron 6 would make a lot of movies and short films that were homages to 80s and a lot of cult stuff. I mean, they made movies like Manborg and, of course, like I said, Father's Day and a lot of other stuff. And he's a filmmaker that is definitely somebody who loves the old school genre of the 80s. He loves the sci-fi and horror mashups, and he's just somebody that really enjoys the wild world of genre cinema, and he dives into it big time, and I think it works, dude. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He knows that what he's doing is ridiculous. He knows it's over the top. He knows that the aliens are just so bizarre and just absolutely cheesy and ridiculous, and he doesn't give two shits, guys. I mean, seriously. He is having a fun time making this movie, the absurdity of it, and he doesn't give two shits, and I gotta appreciate that, man. I mean, some movies try to hold back, and this guy is not holding back whatsoever, and I gotta give him props for it. I mean, truly, I do. Is it a perfect movie? No, there is problems with it. There's certain character moments that you're like, okay, this is a little going too far. There's moments where you're like, why did they do that? It makes no sense. But honestly, if you're willing to have fun with a really over the top, ridiculous sci fi horror flick that just wants to be pure fun, dude, it is fun as hell, and it is hilarious, and Psycho Goreman is just really all kinds of fun, dude. And he's unintentionally funny. The blood and gore here is spectacular. The creature effects are amazing. And you know what? At the end of the day, dude, this is a type of movie that I just love, and it's the reason why I love cheesy movies and cheesy sci-fi horror flicks, because it's movies like this that you're like, you know what? When a filmmaker is truly unhinged and truly has a demented sense of being, you get great movies like Psycho Goreman, and this is definitely one of those, dude. So I enjoyed this for all it's worth. Man, I had a ball with this movie, dude. Over the top, cheesy, and ridiculous as shit. But damn, did I enjoy this. This was a good one, guys. Truly, man. Truly, truly a good one. And man, what a wild, wild set of movies this time at the second Walmart, man. God damn. Ooh, man. Gotta love that Walmart weirdness. All that Walmart weirdness. Dove approved love, Full Moon remakes, Werewolf Revenge, Evil Aliens with a Heart of Gold. Oh, and so much more. Oh my god, guys, look at this. That is quite impressive for the second Walmart, dare I say, and some really wild stuff worth diving into. Hope you enjoyed all of the Walmart bizarreness and weirdness, baby. I can't get enough of it. And I can't get enough of physical media love, man. I don't care whether it's 4K. I don't care whether it's Blu-ray. I don't care whether it's DVD. I want to show off as much as I can for you guys every single week. Why? Because I truly feel like every movie deserves a spotlight in one way or another. I might not like the movie. Frankly, I've told you guys so many times how much I hate certain movies, and I'm going to be real with you. But that doesn't mean that I'm still not going to show it off. It just means that I'm going to be honest and tell you my honest truth about it. And it's the same thing with any movie. Whether I like it or hate it, it still deserves to be shown off for you guys, because maybe you guys are going to like it. And maybe you guys want to know where they're available and where it's at. So I should be able to have an open mind and give every movie a chance and show it off for you guys, because that's how I am. That's what I'm about. Is movie love, physical media love, and giving you an opportunity to see everything that is available. And that's what I want to do every single week for you guys. So some weeks are struggles. Some weeks are going to be easier than others. But it doesn't matter week in and week out. I want to have your guys' backs when it comes to physical media. And, you know, as long as I have your trust, then that means the world to me. Because I know that a lot of these movies are interesting movies. They're movies that you might want to give a chance to, you might not want to. You want to know what's going on, what the real honest truth about some of these films are, and I want to give it to you. I want to be real with you and straightforward with you. And if I can do that with you and still gain your trust, even though we're going to disagree on movies, and we probably disagree a lot, I think we can still respect the fact that we love movies, we cherish physical media, and that you guys are willing to go on this ride with me. And I truly, truly appreciate it. So thank you for all the crazy love that I keep on giving to Walmart, all the mad weirdness that I show off week to week, but you guys indulge me, and I quite appreciate it. So thank you very much, guys. And well, that's not it, because we got one more location to go, so let's head over to the final location and hopefully some more physical media worth diving into.
All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and you guessed it, man. We are back at the Beast. Yes, the Beast. Best Buy, baby. Now, not gonna lie, last week was pretty rough for Best Buy. Not only this one, but when I went to the one in Ithaca, that's an hour and a half away from me, my God, man, they were even worse. Is Best Buy starting to lose steam? Are they not as much of the beast as they used to be? Can this week prove to be a comeback with some exclusives and a lot of plentiful media? Well, I guess we're about to find out, shall we? So let's go in and check it out.
All right, everybody, we are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and the first thing I'm seeing over here is they got the DVD only of Disney Pixar Soul for $19.99, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99, the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital for $29.99, and yeah, they did actually have a steelbook for $34.99. However, we're a little shit out of luck on that one, guys, but they were supposed to have it. Maybe you guys will be able to find yours, but here, not so much. But hey, at least they got pretty much all the varieties, minus the steelbook love, but it happens, guys. Now, this movie was supposed to come to movie theaters, and of course, the good old coronavirus stopped those plans dead in its tracks, so it went straight to Disney Plus. Now, I'm really happy that this movie did not have the whole premiere access, because you would have had to pay $30 extra for Disney Pixar Soul, and I don't know if that would have actually been, well, I mean, the movie is worth it. Okay, I'm going to be 100%. The movie is amazingly worth it. The animation is gorgeous, out of this world. The voice acting, the characters, everything is amazing here. So yes, in a way, I guess I should say it would be worth the $30, but by just putting it on the Disney Plus platform, it's able to have a little bit more eyes on it without the Premier Access restriction. Now, actually, I found out today, guys, that Black Widow and one other movie is coming to Disney Plus through the Premier Access restriction. Again, which means you have to pay $30 extra on top of your Disney Plus subscription in order to watch the movie. Now, I know a lot of people are going to pay that. Okay, let's be real. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to pay that if they don't want to go to the theater with the coronavirus and everything. I understand it. But those are going to be popular movies that you know people are going to flock to. That's just instant, right? It's inevitable. They're doing it with Raya and the Last Dragon, and I'm a little hesitant that people are going to really want to pay the price for that. And not many eyes are going to be on that movie, which means that, unfortunately, if the movie's really great, then that's good. I mean, word of mouth helps, but are you going to want to pay the $30 extra? I don't know. There's only certain movies that I would be willing to pay the $30 extra for. Raya and the Last Dragon, even though it might be great, is not one of those movies, whereas something like a Black Widow actually is. So I guess it all depends, man. I mean, for me, I see physical media as still the go-to place. I mean, yes, you're going to have to wait a few months before the movie comes out on physical, but, you know, you don't have to pay the Premier Access for the $30. You don't have to be beholden to the digital overlords of Disney. I hate to say it. I mean, I think all these movies, these Disney movies and everything that are coming to these platforms, I think it's great to give people the option. But to pay the $30 extra, or to just get a platform like Disney Plus just for one or two movies, I don't know if it's exactly right. I mean, I think Soul benefited from the fact that it was free with the subscription, the idea that people got able to see it a little bit more. But again, what if this was Premier Access? I don't know if people would have watched it as much, and I don't know if people would have gotten the word out on Soul. So I think we have to be careful about this digital model, and certain movies, like, you know, back in the day, it was so easy. You know, the Lion Kings of the world, and the Beauty and the Beast, and the Incredibles, and the Wall-E's, and so many of these other movies, man, they had a chance to be seen by everybody through the movie theater experience. We don't get that now, guys, unfortunately. We're slowly losing that. And digital, I hate to say it, might take over one day. And movie theaters might turn into what the arcades have turned into, which is basically dust and barely exist. So, honestly, it's harder to find movies. It's harder for the word of mouth to get out there. And I'm glad that Soul didn't suffer that fate, but I have a feeling that others will suffer that fate eventually. I'm wondering what you guys think about this. Definitely let me know. But I mean, Soul is amazing of a movie, and I don't care whether you watch it digitally or physical. It needs to be seen because it's such a wonderful story, and I think this is truly a movie that really transcends age. You could watch it when you're younger. You could watch it if you're an older adult. It doesn't matter. I think it's going to touch everybody equally the same way. It's heartfelt, it's deep, it's got a great message, and expertly well done, truly, man. You got audio commentary, deleted scenes, a bunch of featurettes as well. Not bad, man. Again, I can't say I love everything Disney. I can't say I love everything animation-wise, but when a movie comes along that's something that I really love, I'm going to champion it, as Soul is definitely one of those. And then I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of News of the World for $22.99. The 4K Blu-ray digital for $27.99. Now, there is movies that are somewhat similar to News of the World to a certain extent. I mean, Hostiles with Christian Bale, pretty similar to a certain extent. The Revenant, to a smaller extent as well. I would say even something like True Grit from 2010 with Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon, Haley Steinfeld, really similar as well, man. And there's a certain sense to me with Westerns. And Westerns have not always been my favorite genre in the world. I don't know. I don't want to say they're terrible or anything, but maybe a little bit mundane at times, depending on the material and depending on how you approach it. I mean, if you look at something like a lot of the Clint Eastwood stuff, The Unforgiven, for instance, that's not really a mundane movie. Neither is True Grit by any means as well. But I think my favorite Westerns are really ones that there's a certain sort of impending doom, impending story that is really propelling the movie forward. Something like High Noon, the old school black and white one, which I absolutely love. One of my favorite movies of all time, not only Westerns, but favorite movies, man. That's a really, really awesome film as well. I really love that one. 3:10 to Yuma, the remake with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, which I absolutely love, man. That's a really fantastic one. There's a certain amount of a ticking clock, things that are going on that speed the plot up a little bit more. This doesn't really have that to a certain extent. It just sort of, I guess in Western terms, it sort of moseys along, I suppose. I mean, I didn't mind it. Like I said earlier, I've seen movies like Dances with Wolves. I've seen some of those more ease into it, take your time, sort of slowly unfold the plot and the characters, which is fine. I'm cool with it, but at a certain extent, I think people want a little bit more excitement in their movies, dare I say. This movie feels very old school to me. It feels like something that would be done old school times, Western wise, that you would see from a John Wayne or an old school one from Eastwood. Way back in the day, man. The old school Western stuff that they don't really do anymore. The Western genre, unfortunately, doesn't really... I mean, it still gets a lot of love. We see a lot of straight-to DVD stuff constantly, but it doesn't really ever hold a candle to the really great ones. Does News of the World hold up as far as old school Westerns and character dramas? To a certain extent, yes. To a certain extent, no. I guess it depends on what we're comparing it to. But if you compare it to the old school ones with like a John Wayne or some of those Western remakes like 3:10 to Yuma or True Grit, I do actually think it holds up pretty well. But it takes its time. It plots away. It's not really exciting outside of a couple action scenes. But then again, that's sort of Western movies for you. It happens. Shoot 'em ups here and there, but for the most part, it's sort of our character dramas. That's what some of the best Westerns happen to be, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's just my opinion when it comes to Westerns. Can't say I love them all, but at a certain point, I have high standards. What can I tell you? They got deleted scenes, partners with Tom Hanks, and Helena Zengel, Western action, commentary, and more. Nice featurettes on this one, not half bad. And like I said, if you're into character drama Westerns, I think this one will be up your alley. Just know that it takes its time. It has some exciting moments, but it doesn't light the room on fire, put it that way, man. But Tom Hanks is amazing here, and so is the young girl. And crazy enough, because she's like a 10 or 12-year-old girl, right? And she's never heard of Tom Hanks. Never heard of any Tom Hanks movies. And I read that as sort of a trivia thing. I was like, wait a minute. She's never heard of any Tom Hanks movies? That girl needs to get out more. Oh, but she quickly became a fan of Tom Hanks. And come on, who can't resist Tom Hanks? Westerns, thrillers, being taken over by pirates on a ship. Who cares? You gotta love the guy. Come on, man. Not half bad, man. And interesting new releases, News of the World and Soul. Not bad so far. A couple of the new releases. Let's see what else Best Buy's got. And over in the back section of Best Buy, it's a little bit of a rough go of it still over here, guys. However, there is some stuff we're showing off over on this side, and that is the 4K Blu-ray digital of Godzilla for $29.99. Now, they did actually have a Steelbook edition for $34.99. Yeah, a little bit absent on the Steelbook love this week over at Best Buy, guys. I hate to say it, but that is the truth, man. But, you know, there's been a lot of iterations of Godzilla over the years, man. And some I've liked. Others I've been a little bit mixed on, man. And I mean, look, the original old school black and white Godzilla I will always love. That's one of like my favorite ones that I will still cherish to this day. I really love it, man. I would also say some of the old school like Toho ones I've really enjoyed back in the day. Yes, the 98 Godzilla that design is garbage. I've told you guys that before. This is honestly one of the best designs of Godzilla I've ever seen. I also saw that one Shin Godzilla. The Shin Godzilla one, like, it started out the design really shitty. Like, I mean, seriously shitty. It's like almost like a little kid designed that fucker. Like, it looked bad, dude. It slowly, progressively got better, but damn, dude, that was rough, man. This is honestly one of the best designs. I just don't feel like they've utilized Godzilla really well in this movie. And, I mean, they did it a little bit better in Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I was still somewhat disappointed just overall in that movie. But now we've got Godzilla vs. Kong, right? How is this going to be? I mean, this is the third go of it. I'm looking forward to it just as a fan of monster movies, just as a fan of, you know, the idea of kaiju and the idea of, you know, old school, you know, Japanese monster action coming to the United States. I like that concept. I think some have done it really well, and some have dropped the ball. I think the last couple Godzilla movies here, I think, have dropped the ball, but there's something about Godzilla vs. Kong that I'm really excited about, guys. I don't know why. I think it's probably because I'm a King Kong fan, so I kind of look at it like, oh, Kong versus Godzilla, man. Oh, man, who's gonna win? What are the Vegas odds, baby? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at this point. I like Godzilla, but I'm much more of a King Kong fan than anything else. But I like the idea of a versus movie, right? I mean, that's one of the things. Though those are event films. That's what gets you in the theater, man. You know, Alien versus Predator, Freddy versus Jason, Godzilla versus Kong. Like, I mean, those are event films. You watch it because you want to see who wins in the end, man. I just hope it's not a draw. Like, I don't want it to be a draw. I want there to be a clear winner, whether I'm pissed off or happy about the result. I want there to be a clear goddamn winner, man. But I guess we'll see what happens, dude. I mean, I appreciate the Godzilla character. I think it depends on how it's done and who does it. Because sometimes, again, the results can be really great. And sometimes the results can be really god-awful. I'm kind of curious, what are ones that you thought are really great Godzilla interpretations, and which are ones that fell by the wayside a little bit? Definitely let me know, guys. And some great special features, actually. A bunch of featurettes. That's some good stuff, man. I mean, if you don't own it and love Godzilla, then this is probably a must-get, man. But I gotta admit, there's better iterations as far as story is concerned, and this one just doesn't live up to the Godzilla legacy as far as I'm concerned. Am I wrong? Am I, like, overthinking it with Godzilla? I mean, I like good monster movies, and I do like Godzilla, cheesy as it may be. I like the 98 film, but something about this one just really turned me off, dude. Maybe it was the human character, maybe it was not seeing enough Godzilla. But then again, Godzilla King of the Monsters didn't really do much for me either. Well, we'll see where Godzilla vs. Kong takes me. Good, bad, and different. This motherfucker is going to kick all kinds of ass. And then we're seeing the Blu-ray digital of The Undoing for $24.99. Now, I was thinking about sort of mystery courtroom dramas, right? And there's actually some really good ones. I mean, obviously the one I'm thinking of right off the bat is actually Primal Fear, which is a really, really amazing one, man. I mean, that one keeps you guessing until the very end, and the ending is electrifying, man. I didn't see that one coming. That's a really good one with Richard Gere. Another one actually that's really good with Richard Gere, I think from '97, is Red Corner, which is another really good one where he's overseas, and basically he has this affair with this woman, and she ends up being dead, and it's a mystery of what happened and who did it, and sort of the courtroom drama of that. That's a really good one. I'm also thinking of Anatomy of a Murder from 1959. Also a really great one, Jagged Edge from 1985 with Glenn Close and Jeff Bridges. If you guys have never heard of that one, check that one out. That's a really good one. Another one that's barely ever mentioned or recognized, man. I mean, there's other good ones too, like The Firm and Rules of Engagement and a whole bunch of other stuff, man. But, you know, this was very intriguing, and it had a really good mystery, and it kept you really going and intrigued with it. But it just couldn't carry it to the very end. And I've always said that the ending is almost sometimes just as important as the beginning, because you gotta keep them guessing, you gotta keep them intrigued, and you gotta give that wow factor that people will sort of remember it and sort of end up saying, oh, this is really cool, you gotta check this one out. They just couldn't do it, man. Now, did it need something else? Did it need more red herrings? Did it need even a supernatural element, something like The Outside or another HBO limited series? I don't know if it needed a supernatural element, but you needed something a little bit extra there, another twist and turn. The limited series is really good. It feels like a movie at times because it's so well done, but, you know, the difference between a Primal Fear, right, or The Undoing, is that Primal Fear leaves you really guessing and really leaves you breathless and rethinking the whole entire movie. The Undoing, as good as it is, doesn't really do that, unfortunately. It's very suspenseful, great style, great twists and turns in it, but at the end of the day, tiny bit of a letdown. But still, go into it with checked expectations, but I guarantee you it's a thrill ride. Maybe not as good as some of the ones I mentioned, but as far as mystery courtroom dramas, ain't half bad either, dare I say, man. You do get some featurettes here, Nicole Kidman, Hugh Grant, Revelations, Creating the Undoing, and more. Not bad featurettes, but I gotta admit, guys, if I had to pick, like, where to rank this among, like, courtroom mystery dramas, let's just put it this way. It's probably low on the totem pole. Yeah, the 40th anniversary limited edition Steel for $14.99, Friday the 13th. Part 2. Oh, man. I'm so glad to see this here as well, dude. I was like, I probably was definitely going to see it at Best Buy. Definitely was not expecting it over at Target, though. That's for damn sure, man. Wow, man. Again, it is a pretty tasty steal. Ain't gonna lie, dude. But I'm kind of curious, as far as horror franchises go, what is your favorite Part 2s? Yes. I gotta tell you, there's some really good Part 2s out there, man. I mean, yes, gotta give the love to Friday the 13th Part 2, one of the best, but I gotta tell you, dude, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, okay. I know you guys are gonna be like, look, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 is pretty fucking terrible, but I like it. Dude, I really like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I really do like it, man. I think it's a really, really solid Part 2. I mean, it's not the best of the franchise, but I like how menacing Freddy is. I like sort of the male survivor girl aspect to it. I mean, it's cheesy as shit, but I kind of like it, dude. I mean, Come on, you gotta also give it up to Halloween 2 with the revelation of Michael and Laurie being brother and sister. That's pretty cool. I'll also say Hellbound Hellraiser 2 is pretty kick-ass also, man. I mean, I also kind of like Leprechaun 2 as well. So, I mean, there is that. Yeah, I mean, Phantasm 2. Phantasm 2 is another one that comes to mind that I really love. Phantasm 2, oh my god. Even The Fly 2. Oh, I know, you guys are probably thinking The Fly 2 is not as good as the first Fly movie, the Jeff Goldblum one, and you're right. But I love Eric Stoltz in it. I love the gruesome kills and the creature effects. Like, that's really awesome, man. Oh my god, there's so many really great ones. I mean, I'm a fan of Jeepers Creepers 2. I think Jeepers Creepers 2 is pretty solid of a second film. Not as good as the first, but still pretty solid overall. Yeah, there are some solid ones, aren't there? Now that I'm really thinking about it. I mean, there's some bad ones too. Not gonna lie. But there is still some decent ones. I mean, The Stepfather 2 is pretty decent with Terry O'Quinn, and I kind of like that one. Oh my god. There's so many that come to mind, dude. Jesus. Wow, dude, there's so many. There's some really solid part 2s out there. I'm just thinking in my head how many there is. It's wild, dude. There is some solid ones. I mean, there's some really bad ones too. I mean, Vampires Los Muertos, really bad. Lost Boys 2 and 3, anybody? That's pretty rough going, dude. I mean, there's some real shit ones out there, dude. But I gotta admit, there's more good ones than there are bad ones, isn't there? There is. I mean, Evil Dead 2. Hello? Evil Dead 2 is really cool and kick-ass as well. So yeah, there's a lot of them. They're really, I mean, even Chucky 2. Child's Play 2 is pretty good, man. That's another really great one as well. Wow. I'm sort of running through my head. There's some really great part 2s out there. If you really think about it, there may actually be better part 2s than there is part 3s. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, guys. But I gotta admit, there's some solid, great horror part 2s out there. I wonder, what are some of your favorites? And is there any that I didn't mention that you guys really love, or ones that you think are really fucking god-awful? Definitely let me know, man. But Friday the 13th Part 2, let's be real. It's one of the best sequels within the franchise, and has great killer in Jason. I mean, Potato Sack Jason is awesome. It's one of the best in the franchise. Let's be real, guys. You got some featurettes as well. A few things. Theatrical trailer. Tales from Camp Blood. And more. Not bad. Dude. Friday the 13th. I don't care how many times I watch this series. I don't give a damn. I love it every single time. I don't know. I love the stupid teenagers. I love the quirky characters. I love Crazy Ralph. You're all gonna die. And Jason is motherfucking kick-ass, dude. Friday the 13th Part 2. One of the best. And last, but definitely not least, guys, the 4K Blu-ray digital of Gattaca for $27.99. And this is the Steelbook, baby. Look at that. That's nice. I like with the DNA code right there and the characters sort of intersplicing into one another. Oh, dude, that is cool. I like that cover. I mean, simple, but effective, man. Wow. Gattaca. Oh, my God. This takes me back, dude. I believe 1997, if I'm not mistaken. Damn. I love this movie. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time, guys, but I remember when I saw it, and it blew my mind away. As far as like a sci-fi film, I was like a young movie lover seeing this film, and just blew my mind sci-fi wise. It's not extravagant sci-fi. It's not like big Hollywood blockbuster sci-fi or anything like that. It's not one of those things, but it's very thought-provoking. And I think it got my mind churning in so many different ways, man. I mean, basically, it's about this guy who basically wants to go into outer space, wants to make something of himself, but his DNA sequencing will not let him. So he ends up actually using someone else's DNA sequencing in order to fake his identity, in order to get to a position where he'll be able to do that. and eventually there's issues with like a murder that happens and the police get involved, and suddenly they're questioning his identity, and he's got to look to who can he trust and what's going on. He's got to look over his shoulder constantly, and it's sort of like this great sci-fi neo-noir thriller in a lot of ways, and it's so well done. The performances are amazing. Ethan Hawke, this was one of the first films that I had ever seen Ethan Hawke in, and he was awesome, man. I loved him in this movie. Uma Thurman as well. The chemistry between her and Ethan Hawke were off the charts, man. Jude Law, this was another one of the first ones I had ever seen Jude Law in, and I loved him as an actor, dude. I loved what he was doing. He plays this guy that basically was once such a very prominent athlete, somebody that had so much promise in their life and lost the use of his legs, and now he basically has lost any potential that he ever once had, and so now he's just giving his DNA to Ethan Hawke so that he can fulfill the promise and the potential that he once had. I mean, I love the character studies here. I love the idea of double crossing and who you can trust, and the science behind all of the DNA sequencing, and just the sci-fi bend of how you need to be the perfect specimen, and if you're not, then you can't go places. The fact that your DNA will basically determine who you are for the rest of your life, it was just wild to me at the time, and I love this story so much, man. It was so fascinating to me. I just loved everything about this, and it was one of the first movies that really got me into the thinking man's science fiction film. I mean, I had already loved the big bombastic sci-fi films at that point. That was a no-brainer, but the thinking man's one, the ones that are like the Blade Runners of the world, and this movie, and many others, the ones that, you know, might not be the shoot 'em up, bang up sci-fi films, but they're just as good, and they make you question things in life and really reevaluate your way of thinking. This movie really did that, man, and I truly appreciate that. I thought this movie was great, and directed by Andrew Niccol, who did a phenomenal job here. Andrew Niccol also directed Lord of War, which is one of my favorite Nicolas Cage films. He also directed that sci-fi movie Simone, which is alright, and then he directed that really terrible Justin Timberlake sci-fi movie In Time. Well, you can't win them all. But hey, I will always love him for Gattaca, man. This movie is awesome. I haven't watched it in years, but it still has made an impression on me to this day, dude. I love this film so much. If you've never watched this movie, God, you got to, man. It's just a great sci-fi mindbender, which I love. I honestly love, man. You get Welcome to Gattaca, Do Not Alter, original featurette, deleted scenes, and substance test outtake. Okay, not plentiful, but honestly, if you were to have told me like a year ago that Gattaca, of all movies, was going to get like a 4K steelbook, I would have told you that you were fucking nuts. Because I'm like, Gattaca? Like, Gattaca's a great movie, but like there's so many movies that you would think would be ahead of it, and Gattaca gets one. I mean, I'm not complaining, because I love this steelbook, man, and to see Gattaca get more love is never a bad thing. You know, there's a lot of unknown sci-fi out there. I'm not saying this is unknown, but I do feel like this is underappreciated sci-fi, and I really think people should dive into this, man. It's so good. Honestly, it's a little bit of a slow burn. It's not, you know, it's got exciting moments, but it's just a really great sci-fi neo-noir thriller that I really appreciate to this day, man. So good, dude. So good. I can't believe they have that, man. That's awesome, dude. And not too bad at Best Buy this week. I mean, some things not incredibly plentiful, but hey, something is better than nothing. And this time around, hey, it was better than last week, and I'll take it. Not half bad, guys. All right. Let's head out. Well, yeah, it's a little bit rough for Best Buy still over here, guys. Not exactly the most plentiful I've ever seen Best Buy ever. Not gonna lie. Ooh. Yeah, pretty rough, man. However, we can still be able to find some good physical media from time to time. And this week wasn't like the most plentiful Best Buy I've ever had, it's for damn sure. However, it wasn't bad either. And I've sort of learned now that with physical media and some of these big retail stores like a Best Buy, that it's just not like the old days anymore. I'm not gonna lie, the old days are pretty much long gone at this point. So whatever I can find, I'll take, and that's for damn sure. And this week, I didn't find everything I wanted to, not all the Steelbook exclusives, not all the new releases, but I gotta start learning the true lesson that something is better than nothing. And this week had a little more something than they usually normally have. So, hey, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying, guys? Hey, sometimes Best Buy has the stuff, sometimes not. But can it really be called the Beast anymore? That's up for debate. But this week didn't quite ultimately deliver, but it didn't disappoint either. So not half bad. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All the wonderful Best Buy physical media goodness. Let's head home and finish the video. All right, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And man, this so made up for last week, didn't it, guys? I mean, this was so much, so much better, man. And I was so happy, dude. I seriously was, man. You know, if you saw last week's video, you know how disappointed I incredibly was with the physical media, the fact that I couldn't really find anything for you guys. I found some stuff, but not nearly what I wanted to. And this week made up for it in spades, man. It really did. You know, look, I said it a couple times throughout the video, but it remains true, and I'm going to say it again, that, you know, for me, I understand that this is 2021. This isn't 2011. This isn't 2001. This isn't even 1991. And I realize that physical media is in a very different place than what it was so many years ago. And I gotta learn to roll with the punches. I gotta learn that, you know, that sometimes I'm not gonna see everything. And I gotta live with that. And I gotta learn that that's what I gotta do. And it's just out of my control. And the sooner I learn that lesson, the better it's gonna be, guys. But I just always want to go out of my way for you guys. And I think you guys proved to me, through all the great comments and through all the great support, that, you know, that you realize that it doesn't matter about how much physical media is out there showing off for the week. That you guys are here because you really care with what I have to say. And with that, I truly appreciate it beyond words, man. Beyond absolute any words possible. That, you know, what makes this community great. Yes, it's about the movies that bring us together, but it's about the individuals and it's about the people. And you guys are what make this worth it every single week. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be back here every single week doing this. So it's because of you that I am. So thank you, truly. And thank you for making me realize that I don't have to, you know, I don't have to go crazy every single week finding all the little tidbit of media out there that sometimes, you know, whatever out there is out there. And as long as I do the best I can with what I got, you guys will appreciate it. So that just means the world to me. So thank you. Truly, guys. And also, by the way, this is the first week of 2021 where I was actually able to do the out and about in like my short sleeve shirt. Seriously, I've been wearing like the turtlenecks and the sweaters on top of it and oh my god, man, this was the first time I got to really chill out in my like short sleeve shirt, my only short sleeve shirt. I always see these people on YouTube that are like, "Oh, I'm in California and I'm always wearing like the nice short sleeve shirts and the beautiful weather," and I'm like, seriously. I have to deal with winter storms and crazy bad weather. So you don't know what this was. This week was awesome that I got to actually have some get some sunshine on the guns. I'm really pasty white. I need sun. So yes, man, I'm really happy that I was able to do that. A beautiful day, lots of media. I was a happy camper. That's for damn sure, guys. But outside of that, man, again, so much really great media out there in the landscape. Hopefully, you guys will check out something good. As far as I'm concerned, let's get into some of the goodies that I got, guys. So, actually, the first thing I got was actually I got the Blu-ray digital of Come Play. Now, you guys are thinking, well, wait a second, Come Play came out like a while ago. You're just picking it up now. And actually, yeah, I am just picking it up now, man. I've been waiting for a good slipcover. I know that sounds really weird to you guys, but everywhere I went, the slipcover was really damaged, or nobody had the Blu-ray. So some people just had the DVD. So I have been searching crazy to try to find a good slipcover, and I finally did, man. I've been wanting to own this movie. I love it so much. This is a really great, awesome horror flick, man. And I wanted it for the collection in a big bad way with the slip. And I got it, man. So not half bad for that. Then I also ended up picking up the Blu-ray digital of Songbird from last week. Now, again, this is another one that I waited for a good slipcover edition because I was at those stores, man, and I gotta admit, not good slipcovers out there. Really bad selection of slipcovers, man. I don't know what they're doing with them in the back room, but they're damaging the shit out of them. And so I was searching around for a really great slip, and I finally found one. Thank God, man. And this is like the first one, the first like really like COVID pandemic movie that I have in the collection. I know there's gonna be a lot more of them. I know that we're not done with this. That Hollywood is going to put out a lot of these cookie cutter COVID films. We're gonna get a lot of them. But honestly, I think this is one of the best ones so far. And I love the acting and the drama and the horror, and it works perfectly for me. So I definitely want it in the collection. So I finally got that. I also actually ordered from Umbrella Entertainment, I should say. I picked up the Blu-ray of Leap of Faith. Oh my god, you guys remember this one with Steve Martin and Deborah Winger? They actually released this on Blu-ray finally. I think this is like the first time it's ever come on Blu-ray. And when Entertainment announced it, I had to get it, guys. I had to. I love this movie so much. Like, there's not many religious films that I actually like. I think I've told you guys that before. But there's only a small handful of ones that I actually really appreciate, and Leap of Faith happens to be one of the best ones that I love, dude. I love the comedy here. I love the message. I love Steve Martin. This movie's just perfect in so many ways, man, and I had to import it to get the Blu-ray of it. I've never had it in the collection. I've never have, and now I finally do. So good. I'm definitely going to open this bad boy up. I also ended up getting the 4K Blu-ray digital steelbook of Gattaca. Yes, look at this. Look at this, man. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm going to open it right now, man. This thing is awesome, dude. This thing is truly awesome. I had to get this. I don't have Gattaca in the collection, and I really love it. And I'm so shocked that I haven't owned it before. But this was like the perfect opportunity to get it, guys. Perfect. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. So good. Oh my god. Look at that. Oh, so nice. And on the backside, Uma Thurman. Oh, dude. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so cool. And look at that. Nice. Oh, man. I love this movie so much. And actually, not gonna lie, guys, I actually, when I was up paying for this at the register, the guy was looking at it, and he was kind of curious. And I said, dude, have you heard about this movie? And he's like, no, I've never heard about this film. I said, dude, you've got to watch this. I'm telling you, this is such an underrated sci-fi movie. This is so underrated. Not many people know about this one, and they have to. It's so good with such great actors, man. So underappreciated, man, and it needs more love, and I'm so glad that there's a 4K steelbook of it, dude. Gattaca. So awesome. Oh my god, dude. I got this, man. So nice. And last, but certainly not least, I got a couple packages in the mail. The first package is from Diabolic DVD, yes, and this is actually 2 new Cauldron film titles. Very interesting Italian horror flicks, or Italian sort of grindhouse flicks, I should say. Very interesting movies. I've never heard of them before, and I don't know much about them, but I liked some of the Cauldron stuff before, so I'm gonna give it a chance. So why not, man? I picked up that, and I also ended up picking up a title from Dark Force Entertainment, baby. This is actually a 1974 German Exorcist ripoff. I don't know what I'm in for, guys. Seems like a wild movie, and I have a couple of Exorcist ripoffs in the collection already, so why not add another one to the list? I don't know what I'm in for. Some weird exploitation, nudity, crazy possessions. I'll go with it, guys. So very interesting. But you guys will not get to find out exactly what I picked up until my Blu-ray Pickles video, which will drop sometime soon. It'll show off all the titles that I got for the month of March. It's going to be wild, man. Collector's editions, limited editions, out of print, retro, and so much more. A wild variety of titles. So definitely stay tuned to that. And stay tuned to a lot of stuff that is coming onto the channel very soon. Reviews, pickup videos, more live streams, hunting, and a lot more. It's going to be good. I appreciate the support so much, guys. You are absolutely amazing. The support you give me makes me want to do more videos and work harder for you guys, so I greatly appreciate it. So be patient. More videos are coming on the way. All that movie goodness. And before I let you guys go, I gotta talk about this very interesting article that I saw very, very recently. And that is Warner Brothers strikes first deal to return films to theaters only in 2022 with new 45-day window. Let's dive into this, shall we? Warner Media executives have been adamant about the company's controversial HBO Max hybrid release model being for 2021 releases only, and that will be the case as far as Regal Cinemas is concerned. Deadline reports that Warner Brothers and Regal Cinemas owner Cineworld have struck a deal to return Warner Brothers releases to theaters only in 2022 thanks to a new 45-day window plan. Under the current 2021 strategy, Warner Brothers opens movies in theaters on the same day they begin streaming exclusively on HBO Max for 31 days. Regal locations will reopen in the U.S. for the first time in 6 months in limited capacity starting April 2nd to accommodate Warner Brothers' Godzilla vs. Kong, which will stick to the studio's current 2021 release plan of playing in theaters and HBO Max at the same time. More Regal locations will open on April 16th with Mortal Kombat. The 45-day exclusive theatrical window for Warner Brothers films at Regal Cinemas begins in 2022. The Cineworld CEO says, "We are very happy for the agreement with Warner Brothers. This agreement shows the studio's commitment to the theatrical business, and we see this agreement as an important milestone in our 100-year relationship with Warner Brothers." Deadline does add that as far as the UK, Cineworld's second largest market, Warner Brothers and Cineworld have agreed to an exclusive theatrical window of 31 days prior to PVOD and an extended window of 45 days for films that open to an agreed upon box office threshold. Cineworld expects to resume operations in the UK in May, in line with current government guidance. Now, it also says here, by shifting to an exclusive 45-day theatrical window in 2022, Warner Brothers joins other studios such as Universal Pictures and Paramount in shifting away from the previous 90-day theatrical window that was in place before the pandemic. Paramount announced earlier this year a 45-day theatrical window for its event films like A Quiet Place Part 2 and Mission Impossible 7, etc., while a shorter 30-day window will be adapted for smaller films. After these windows end, all Paramount films will move to streaming via Viacom CBS's new platform, Paramount Plus. And also, if you guys remember, back in November, Universal announced a new theatrical window system based on opening weekend gross that it's implementing in agreement with AMC Theaters and Cinemark. The agreement includes at least 3 full weekends of theatrical exclusivity for all Universal Pictures and Focus Features theatrical releases, at which time the studio will have the option to make its titles available across premium video on-demand platforms. Under the terms of the deal, any title that opens to 50 million or more will play exclusively in theaters for at least 5 full weekends before the title may become available on PVOD. Now, Cineworld and Regal chains are the first to announce an agreement with Warner Brothers for the studio's new 45-day theatrical window. The studio was met with considerable blowback from the likes of AMC and top filmmakers such as Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve when it announced last year that it would be doing this same-day theatrical and streaming for 2021. But it kind of looks like things will eventually be getting back to normal. So, what does this all mean? It means that eventually normality is going to rule the day, guys. We will get back to movie theaters sooner rather than later. And it's interesting to me because I was really worried about the theatrical experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had heard of the bankruptcies with AMC. I had heard about Regal Cinemas closing certain theater areas across the country for good. And I was hearing all of the problems. And then when HBO Max decided to do this in 2021, I was like, oh my God. Like, this is literally the end of the theatrical experience. We are literally heading towards an arcade experience for movie theaters. That's what I thought. And with this deal, things change. I mean, we're no longer going to get the same day stuff in 2022. It's going to be a 45-day theatrical window, which I think is fair. Usually it's been 3 months, but, you know, it's interesting because the pandemic changed things. Okay, let's be real. The pandemic changed everything. And I think movie theaters understand that, and I think the studios understand that. And I think the studios need movie theaters. Okay, they need them. Because yes, the streaming platforms are getting more popular. Yes, there's a lot of money to be invested into it. But at the same time, the theatrical experience is very wide-ranging and gets to everybody, where the streaming platforms still get to a certain finite amount of people. And so they need the movie theaters, and they know it, but yet at the same time, they still want to have wiggle room. So 45 days seems to be the wiggle room that they fixated on. And so, look, the movie theaters can either play ball, which they have, or they didn't have to, but they decided to, and I really appreciate that, man. I mean, look, I have not been to the movie theaters since March of last year. It has literally been a year since I have been to a movie theater, and I am dead serious to you guys, and I miss it. I'm not gonna lie, I miss it terribly. But at the same time, I'm not quite ready to head back to the movie theaters yet. I still want the pandemic to get a little bit more under control. I want us to, get the procedures and the protocols in place to make this work. And I feel like once we're able to do that fully, I think 2022 is going to be a better year for the theatrical movie experience. I mean, look, take advantage of the HBO Max stuff and the streaming stuff while it's here at the moment, because 2022 is going to change that. And I'm happy to see it. Look, I think we were all betting on the demise of the theatrical experience, and because there was no indication otherwise. But at the same time, this is good news for movie lovers out there. Because as much as I love my 55-inch screen, as much as people love their 75-inch and 85-inch TV screens, nothing, and I mean nothing, truly beats a big screen theatrical experience. I remember when I was in the movie theater seeing Avengers Endgame and that end scene with the big battle and everything. Can you imagine if the first time I ever saw that was on a small screen? I don't know if it would have the same impact as it had on me when I watched it on the big screen with a packed house of people cheering and crying and just elated at what they were watching. The theatrical experience is something to behold. It's something to be cherished. And I don't want that to go away for future generations. I want future generations to see the theatrical experience as something that is still worthy of paying your money and sitting next to people and enjoying the atmosphere. And I know that COVID has changed everything. But I truly believe that we can get back to that normalcy at some point. And I think the studios and the movie theater chains are starting to figure that out. And I think that is only a good thing. Because again, theater experience means that it's to a wider audience, which means that when the Blu-ray and DVD comes out, then more people are anticipating it. And it's just a great cycle that's been working for many, many, many years. And COVID put a wrench in it, but it didn't destroy it. And I'm so glad to see that, guys. I really am. So for me, look, COVID's taken away a lot of things. It has. And it's even taken away our basic life and our basic things that we enjoy. The simple things in life. We will get back to normalcy. We will. And when we do, it's going to be glorious. It truly is going to be glorious, guys. I truly mean that, man. Everyone's got to do their part to do it. And I can't wait to get back to that, man. I can't wait to do it. And hearing this is just music to my ears. It truly is, guys. I wonder if it is to you. I mean, definitely let me know, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD Tuesday videos that I do. Check out the movie reviews with my friends, live streams, movie hunting like Dollar Tree hunts, Blu-ray pickup videos, and much more. If you are a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become a part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank you guys are amazing, and I mean that in the most glorious way. You guys are absolutely astounding to me. You know, I thought last week was gonna be the end of this channel. That you guys were gonna literally see that I was late with the video, mega late, and we're gonna be like, you know what? We're done with you. We're done. It's over with. You know, we're gonna pack up and leave and go someplace else. And you guys didn't. You stuck with me. You supported me. And you have no idea how much that really means to me, guys. It means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much, because you guys support me and really give me the confidence. It makes me want to be better. And I can't thank you enough. You keep me going. And you give me the love, and I hope I give the love right back to you. So thank you so much, guys, truly. And keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. Ooh, this was a damn good week, guys. And let's hope the train continues for physical media. We'll see. But in the meantime, take care, everybody, and I will see you back next week for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody, and happy hunting.